What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Live with Lauren and Bryan. We set this up all crazy.
Yeah, we're doing something new and different.
We're trying to live stream from our living room instead of like crammed behind my desk together. So kind of, I don't know, kind of fun.
I want to see this too. Can I move this?
Yeah, I need to pull the chat up.
Yeah, that's
because it went away.
Oh. Hope you guys can see us.
So
We're a different setup.
Yeah, new setup. I don't know. We got a bunch of space in this place like we could use for filming, but I don't know. It doesn't always have to be in my office, I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, just when you came up like with this idea or was thinking about it when we were driving to Arizona, I was like, yeah, fifth house. Jupiter in your fifth, babe.
Yeah, Jupiter in my fifth, getting creative.
Getting creative. Yeah. All the Capricorns should be getting creative.
Yeah, it's funny. We were driving to Arizona, and for some reason I just was like, because I don't know, if you watch my horoscopes, I started using my phone as like another camera for tarot cards. And I was just like, I knew I could bring in guests, so that's another thing we want to do is more podcast stuff with this show, and like bring on guests and like have a podcast talk and just whatever the topic might be or whatever the discussion goes, just talk and vibe, and we can do that with this. So this was like a kind of like a test for that, and also just, I don't know, something different. The only thing that I don't love, I'll be honest with you, is I guess I don't have anything in Virgo or in my sixth house, but I'm picky about audio. And this is the best I could do with what I got, so hopefully the audio...
Can you hear us? Can
hopefully
you guys
the audio
hear
sounds
us?
all right and not, terrible. Yeah, way more relaxed.
Yeah. Yes, Jenny and Bridget, hello everybody. Yeah, it is. It's way more relaxed, and that's why it's just like
this is
it's
nice.
A vibe.
I know. I'd give you my chair or something, and I'd be on that little thing.
And like this is our next time we should do it like at our like couch. Like we are on a couch, but we never sit on this. But this is a cozy couch. Well,
we have a lot of couches.
We have two. But there is a smaller, like, love seat in the bedroom that I did put outside, but that just didn't, wasn't in alignment. So, gosh, I just don't know where to look. I'm going to look everywhere because
you have a
it's
camera,
so,
I have a
know,
camera.
maybe sometimes it's better not to, like, even, look at we got Mona Lisa and Winnie. Yeah, there we go. Mona Lisa and Winnie. It is more relaxed. I feel like, I don't know. I just can be more, I don't know, free.
Yeah. I mean,
like, I'll just be like, what do you guys want to know?
I feel like
Let's
we're going
to
just, like, sit down and, like, have talks. Like, there's no need to be cramped behind a desk, Might as well use what we got. Taurus, too. It's Taurus new moon.
Yeah, Jenny and Bridget say they could hear us.
Gotta use what you got. You know?
Yes. Yeah. Happy new moon, everybody.
Happy new moon in Taurus.
Everybody, do we have any? Yeah, you're Aquarius. Yeah, the moon's squaring your moon. Or not really anymore, but and my Mercury, it's squaring my Mercury, but
it's like 4 degrees. It's square.
Yeah.
Really, it's Mercury that's square my Venus right now. That's like my most.
Oh yeah.
My harshest aspect at the moment.
Squaring my nodes. Yeah, it's like I love Taurus energy, obviously, but yeah, it squares my nodes and my Mercury, which are far apart, but it's like I rather would have them together. So it's like, can we just get this fucking square out of the way, and then I can move on with my life?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It hits my south node and then takes a while, and then gets to my Mercury. And my Mercury is already like. That's what I tell you every day. It's like lightning bolts just constantly. And I was thinking too, my progressed moon is on my Uranus. Mm-hmm. So it's like I just have so much electrifying energy. Like that's why I went and bought crystals today. Because not that we need any more crystals. But I was like, I need grounding crystals. And I don't know, the Moldavite, I do feel like I need to start wearing Moldavite more.
Yeah, I was going to let you wear the bracelet as long as you wanted, and you gave it back.
I know, and I have tons of Moldavite. I don't know why I just like it's like I just keep things, I need to like have them out. It's a Taurus moon. I just like want, like, I have all these things that aren't like out. It's like, I went to the metaphysical shop today and I was like, our home is a physical shop as I was walking around.
We probably have more tarot cards in this
Oh.
apartment than they do in that store.
That they were the lady. There was a lady in there that was very. I just love going places and listening to people talk. I'm just like, I'm just gonna go and like float around places and just, especially in that type of environment, right? I'm in my element. But this woman who I was, like trying to go through my mind what her sign would be, because she probably does have some Gemini, but then I knew what she was because she's like, I have a Pisces stellium. And I'm like, wow, this is a very vocal Pisces.
Mercury in Pisces can be a chatty Cathy.
Yeah.
Mercury in Pisces is just...
Oh, she was asking the girl behind the desk just like anything and everything. And like she would ask a question, but then ask it like it was like the girl couldn't even respond. And they were talking about, tarot. Well, which one do you resonate with? And I was just like, oh, this is stupid because, just because one resonates with a deck doesn't mean the other one is. And so then the lady was like going to purchase it, but then she didn't because she's like, oh, well, if you don't resonate with it. And the girl's like, no, just because I don't doesn't mean that you, like, I just work with certain ones. And so, yeah, her Pisces stellium was already like up in her head. But they were just like, talking about how many tarot decks they had. And I was not about to reveal that, like, oh, honey, I have more that's in this store. I know those are my things that just like get,
I have a theory about Moldavite.
Yeah, tell me.
So my theory is there's just like the thing called the Moldavite flush, right? It's a very high frequency stone, and a lot of people claim to feel like they heat up with it, like it affects them.
Or feel like
it's
heat. They did say.
Yeah, it's called like the Moldavite flush.
Yes.
Yeah, so people feel like flushed, maybe their face gets red.
Mm-hmm.
And Moldavite's such an accelerator, I think, spiritually for people that the people that do wear it and are around it that get like that Moldavite flush, that's actually such a powerful thing that they should work through and feel like it's trying to accelerate them through whatever it might be, because I think it does amplify emotion big time, and like especially heart.
They said it could be ground. It is. That's why
it's a heart chakra.
Green.
Yeah.
It is, but it can be grounding too. They said, but you should pair it with like hematite or something to ground it.
Yeah. That's why I pair it with agate on my wrist, but I have it everywhere, so it doesn't really matter. But
I mean, we have a lot of not just Moldavite, but like tektites and like,
you ended up picking up just like in the last 6 months, like some super rare tektites.
Mm-hmm.
They're really cool.
I'm into them. That's again what they were also talking. They're like, she's like, the lady's like, how do you know you're a star seeing this? And then when they were talking about astrology, and I was like, what? You guys don't do astrology in here? Like, and they're like, we do, but we don't, charts. And I was just like, yeah, if I would have like opened my mouth, I didn't want to like, I just wanted to go in there and like get what I wanted to get and not try to like start a narrative. But it was good for the new moon to like, rearrange everything, make some crystal grids. And I don't know, I feel like when people are like, oh, how do you do stuff, or it's like, no, you just intuitively do it. It's just like when you read cards, they were talking about that in there. What deck should I get? It's like whatever you're called to. It's like imagery, right? It's like intuitive reading. Like that's what the magic is. Yeah. It's not, I'm not saying, of course, like when it comes to tarot, because oracle is different. Yeah, you of course like should have some understanding of what it is, but all of the other cards, however you read or a spread, are going to be telling, around the other cards. Like Seven of Swords doesn't have to mean you're a cheater. But yeah, if it's fucking paired with the Lovers and, Three of Cups and fucking the Devil, well, then yeah, probably some fucking fucked up shit's going on in some type of,
some kind of a deceiving something, probably.
Yes, energy.
Something's shady.
But if it's paired, with other cards and that are positive, it could be like you deceiving yourself, It could be many things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's why you intuitively need to, like, what does the card say to you? How do you feel it? Do you agree?
100%.
Hi, guys.
I think with all of these modalities with spirituality, it's so important to find your way with it and how it speaks to you. I think collectively, in some essence, we're all trying to like define our way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like find out like how we relate to the universe, to every divination.
You're like remembering.
To every divination. And it's amazing that we have so many teachers out there and people that, you know, do this stuff, but there is like a level where you got to figure out how it fits your life and not,
right.
you know, copy, like live someone else's exact life or have someone else's exact beliefs.
Yeah.
But like be unique in a sense just to yourself and what you feel is right with these divinations.
Yeah.
Whether it's astrology and like looking at Jupiter in the 4th house, there's a million ways to delineate Jupiter in the 4th house.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's so many different ways that can show up. Just reading one definition out of a book isn't going to be it. Just like same with tarot, like just reading the definition of the card from the book, sure,
right,
can, but there's something special to it when you're really into it. And I would say like honestly, I don't even know if I'm like fully there with tarot. Sometimes I pull card. Like yesterday, I was pulling a card for my horoscope. It was like the Page of Cups reversed. I was like, it didn't like speak to me at all, and I didn't want to just say, I don't know, some basic thing, and it was just like it was like one of those moments where it was like, what the
yeah, I don't resonate with this, with what I was saying about even like the astrology.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know, like usually I can correlate the cards with the astrology pretty decent. That one was just like,
I don't even know what to say about it. Yeah, but at least then that's you being honest. It's like I think the thing is that people get so, and I can attest to this because we talked about this. I feel like we touched on this last week, right? Like whether you get like obsessive about it and like, you know, go into those like portals or K-holes or whatever of tarot, oracle, all that stuff, because I think it's part of your process of awakening. And so, you know, sometimes you get so overwhelmed, you're like, I want to know, you know, runes, everything, and like go out there and just like, you know, get it all, so it can get overwhelming. And then you start to like second guess yourself, you know, because you're probably watching so many different people and there's so much information, and so it can be very overwhelming. But then once you start to like ground out in this, you know, in your awakening and in this your true self and this reality, then it's like, you know, you find out what you resonate with and what you don't. And you can resonate with all of it, but there's going to be like, when they were talking today in the store, and it's just like, the girl was like, oh, this book looks so cool for, you know, oh, it talks about the transits and this and that. And it's just like, right? Like, I was thinking about this when I was getting ready. I'm like, in my life, I always say to people, I say this to you all the time, I'm like, doesn't everybody see that? Isn't that obvious? Doesn't everybody feel this way or whatever? And I would even say that as like a little kid, and people are like, no. And it's like, right. So that's how I always knew that I was obviously different and saw things and felt things different. But even like with makeup, I'm like, what? Like, not everybody knows how to do their makeup or put on mascara or this or that. And people are like, no. And I'm like, this is so wild. So whatever your unique gift is with whatever, 3D, 5D, all of that, it's like, it's whatever you just really resonate with. You know?
Yeah, I mean, take certain parts, but then
leave the rest.
Yeah, mold it with the parts of you that you have, and like yourself, and
yeah.
I think that's the.
It's like being very. It's just trick. Like remembering, and that's why it's like I don't have any ritual, right? I'm like my altar. I'm like into that, and I'll rearrange it, and then I went and got that little crystal grid thing out and started just. I was like, oh, I like that. This is how I put the crystals. To me, that is you creating your own magic. That is you being in your magic. And astrology to me is magic. It's my language. I don't I can give people readings and tarot and all of that, but it's like, fuck, I can really give it to you with your astrology because that shit doesn't lie. I'm not saying that tarot and all that does, but I'm just saying that It doesn't.
Astrology?
It's just that it can play out at a later time with tarot and oracle and all that. It's not, astrology tells you what's going on now and what can go on in the future.
I fell in love with like tarot before astrology. Like it just found me first.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and I was buying some tarot decks and really trying to like learn it. But what I really liked about astrology when it came into my life is that it put like, it was like you couldn't deny it. Like that's where the planets were.
Right.
It's like they're right there. This is why that's why it happened. It wasn't like a game, it was just like very matter of fact.
Yeah.
Like you're going through that and that's because you have, Pluto on your sun.
Right.
Like no one like, oh, that's why this is happening to me in my life right now. That's a big part of it. Yeah. Like yeah. Exactly.
Or you can go back, and then when you get so deep into it, you can go back to monumental time when you're like, wow, that thing that happened, whatever it was, that was like a catalyst, or it was so, like, you remember it, you felt it, it was life-changing, whatever. You can go back and see what was transiting, and it's like, oh yeah, it's right there. And I think too, like what I did want to touch on, and hello everybody, because this is so different for me, because this is like, usually I can see everything like right here, so I'm always like looking, which is probably better because I'm engaging with you more instead of like looking over here at the chat. But
you could bring your phone up if you want the chat closer to you.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, see, I'm so South Node Aquarius. I'm not good with technology.
This is the funniest setup though. But anyways,
no,
I just wanted to say that about astrology, because that's what really grounded me, I think, in my spirituality was astrology.
Right.
Because I could put like tangible evidence to feelings I've had, things that happened.
Right.
It all made
sense.
I didn't feel so...
It makes you that you're not crazy.
Yeah,
it confirms that you are not fucking crazy. But, literally.
The setup's hilarious because my PC, where my office is streaming this. And then I have the live stream open on my computer. And then I'm switching cameras through my my tablet. And then we're projecting my computer screen onto the TV in our living room so that we can see what is going on.
Oh, I know. No, but
there's a lot going on here.
Good.
I'm impressed.
Like we talked about this last week, and it has manifested, and it'll just keep evolving and growing, and we might be in a different space every time, But what I did want to touch on, because, listen, when we just want to vibe with you guys. So I'm sure sometimes when we do this, we'll have like something like we'll be talking about when it gets closer to the Venus retrograde, right? Like, stuff like that, or again, like stuff you guys want to know. We would love to have you guys ask us questions and answer that. So, feel free to do that tonight. We would love, because it's like, there's so many things, that I think, I don't know, this brain has so much information that if I was the viewer, when I was, getting into this or into it or whatever, it's like, I want to know what a yacht is, or, and I know I'm saying things that we've already obviously touched on, but whatever, it doesn't matter, like that, or like even like a Thor's hammer, which we don't even like really like, no, whatever, because we can always Google stuff too, but like there's all these different like, some chick today was talking about in the metaphysical store that at this place that we went to, Steven something, he's an evolutionary he's gonna be at this place. Because she was like, oh, I love him. And so I just had to throw that out there because I just remembered that. But he's
got some good stuff. He's
done
some great work, but... I
don't know who he is.
He's
love
one of
Jeffrey.
The astrologers that, 2020 comes around and just... How did you not see this? And why did you do that? And why did you tell people to do that?
Oh, what did he do?
What do you think?
Oh, got the jam.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And was just hating on anybody who didn't. And it's like, to each their own, but like, damn, like you couldn't look at the astrology when that came out with Saturn square Uranus and Mars square Pluto, Mars retrograde square Pluto, and be like, that looks evil. Anyways.
But what I wanted to touch on, and you can with your transits, or you guys with your, this is the stuff I love to talk about, or transits. Like, whether they're life changing or not, but like something in your life that, because there's always going to be something that, you know, I don't know with the transit if you guys want to talk about, but in your Jupiter Taurus that you just did for the sun signs, and because a lot of people brought this up in your chat and all of that about Jupiter in the 8th. I just went through that for 1 year.
And that was a lot.
Yeah. And so it's like, you know, listen, it could be at that time, I also had Saturn in my 12th. I have Chiron in my 8th right now. So yes, I mean, right. The loss of my father, the loss of my 2 pets. So yeah, you know, that is something to be aware of because it's the 8th house. But I'm telling you, whatever hits you get in a Jupiter in the 8th, you should really trust your intuition because you go way more deep into esoteric subjects, 8th house subjects. I mean, it's a lot too, because then it has to do too with, your finances and whether there's inheritances or just anything and merging with people, obviously. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we met when I was in my Jupiter in my 8th.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, Jupiter in the 8th, it's like your consciousness in that area is expanding. So I just mean like whatever intuitive hits you're getting, you should absolutely trust. Whatever feelings you're getting, because we talk about this shit all the time. I'm like, oh, I'm feeling this energy. I don't know who it's from, but I know that it's something. Mm-hmm. And, you know, usually, and like that's the other thing, like with astrology, it's like you know, I mean, listen, I'm sure that you guys know what Vanderpump Rules is. I mean, maybe you don't. It's a wild reality show. It's been on for a long time. So I'm like, I got to do all these people's charts. And it's like Karma and Pandora are so prominent in people's charts when either shit gets revealed or there is something karmic coming in or something karmic exiting. So you should always pay attention. I'm just saying in your chart to wherever Karma and Pandora are. And if something is transiting that, I'm telling you, there's going to be things that will be like revealed. And, you know, good karma, bad karma, just karma in general, and then Pandora's box somewhere it's being expanded. Like right now, Pandora and Karma are in Pisces. So, you know, that's where they're at, whether they're in your chart, it's like gonna conjunct all my fucking shit, but it'll be good karma.
I think it'll be good karma.
Oh.
Leslie asked, so is it good or bad? Jupiter in the 8th. Is it hard or challenging?
I mean,
and it's like, yes, because it deals with loss at times very often. It deals with maybe a feeling of abandonment, betrayal.
It's intense feelings and intense emotions. I mean, it is intense.
There's good stuff that comes.
But I would say that there's
always good stuff that come. It's like
it's very emotional.
It cleans things out and makes room for new, and it's always something that you didn't think was gonna leave. It's something we were attached to, that we were passionate about, intimate with, loved, all these different things. And it's like, it revitalizes you when all's said and done.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and not everybody's going to go through like a loss of a loved one.
No, but I think that
or
that
a breakup
is something
with Jupiter in the 8th. But it's like...
But if it's not in alignment, let me tell you.
Yeah, and it's just... It makes you go deep. Like, if for some reason in your spiritual and life evolution you needed to go through a big moment to like really like metamorphosize your being in some way and evolve, that's where the 8th house comes in.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's probably a contract that was already pre-written.
Yeah.
And it just gets expanded with Jupiter. But
I mean,
it does bring a gift when all's said and done. And that's why I think the 8th house is like inheritance too.
Well, yeah, so sometimes through death, like that's where it yes, can bring you, if the abundance is part of that, it's like a karmic abundance. But right, you would rather have,
obviously,
you know, your loved ones here. But I think that it's very I mean, anything that the 8th house has to deal with, it doesn't even have to be Jupiter. Any planet that's in the 8th house, I mean,
yeah, any
it's
big
going
planet,
to expand.
slow planet, malefic planet, it's going to intensify that scorpionic energy.
Very much so. So, like, your
which is so passionate too.
Oh,
it can be sexual, passion, going after things.
I wouldn't say
breaking through fears. I mean, there's a lot of quality to that placement.
Very.
But yeah, there's like devastation at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a little bit of both.
And
so it's good and bad. There's usually something good
that comes from,
and you learn
some
a lot.
type
And that's
of
why the 9th house comes after it, because
right.
you'll learn a lot through that. Then you'll expand your consciousness.
Yeah.
And you'll, you know, go out and explore more after you've gone into these deeper spaces in yourself, or with another person.
Right.
So yeah, there's.
And you can also merge with another person with Jupiter in the 8th. So, like, I don't want to sit here and say, I'm actually saying that Jupiter in the 8th was but I mean, listen, my experience is not going to be anybody else's, because I had my progressed moon in Scorpio. Like, I had a lot of 8th house stuff going on.
Yeah.
But I will say that it is like a level of awakening, like another level of awakening. And like, you do feel like, you know, whether it's you, like, you know, dancing around your house and feeling yourself, or like whatever, like you are kind of like going more in, you're going into it's expanding scorpionic realms. So you do become more passionate, but it's deeply emotional, whether if there's not even anything emotional going on outside of you, within you, you're feeling things that you haven't felt before. But emotions are magic. That's what I really feel like I'm trying to get at. It's like, you can manifest.
You'll go into dark places you didn't go before.
Of course.
And that's where you occult things. You find the hidden things. It start to become more merged.
I was very into the
spirituality.
Very.
More astrology.
But I was
tarot,
very into the paranormal.
Yeah. Like all these, like other, you start to go, it just takes you so much deeper into not only yourself emotionally, but it just takes you deeper than the surface of reality. You won't just be able to stay on the surface. I think that if
people are telling you things and you know, it's fucking, you're like, no, it's piercing. It's like, no, that person or this situation or something, if your gut is telling you something ain't right, that I'm saying, like, trust that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like, trust that. Because it's so much more amplified that you could be like, why am I feeling like this? And it's like certain people I would be around, I'm like, ooh, I don't even, oh my God, I don't, I don't know you, but I don't need to. Like, that energy is no.
I was saying that about Libra risings now. I was like, don't lie to a Libra.
Yeah.
Not with Jupiter in the 8th. Don't lie.
No.
They'll figure it out. They're
and it'll
super
come out like
investigators.
at some point too.
And Libras don't lie either. That's the thing. Like it. Yeah, there's no Jupiter expands all the hidden shit. All the hidden shit.
Yeah. Yes.
In the 8th, all the stuff we try and tuck away and nobody ever sees.
I could write a book on every.
You should.
I could write a blog on Jupiter in the 8th from personal experiences, but I mean, it uncovered a lot in my family, in situations, there's a
very shamanistic quality to
very. I went more into like I wanted to be out actually like I was very into the paranormal, like very like we went to that like museum and I felt comfortable. Things that would normally scare you too, I think you're gonna feel comfortable in them. Like I think that it's gonna be like it's a paranormal energy, you know. I mean.
Yeah, Jupiter's like down. Jupiter's down to try. It's like down to go in, check things out, explore, learn.
Absolutely.
Get the experience.
I wouldn't say I'm not going to say that Jupiter in the 8th was because of my father, and I mean, I would have never expected to lose Winston, but it's like, right, these are things also that I think too, it helps me accept that that is a part of life, and that, it's opening you up for something new. Like once you then get, because then Jupiter in the 9th, Jupiter likes to be in the 9th house. It's the home of Sag. So it's like, it's like luck, but you kind of got to go through the dark to get to the light. And
Always.
I wouldn't say that it was, I would say that my emotions were like, what I was feeling, I knew was real. And sometimes it was so heightened that I was like, I don't even know how to, like, it's like, it's not the 12th house where it's hidden, but it kind of is. Like, it's going to be exposed. That shit is going to be exposed. So it's almost like you have to sit back and just be like, because it might be at the end of the transit, and just wait. And I feel like a lot of that happened for me, like probably 3 months, because I mean, it just ended for me.
And it often deals with another person. So like there's these hidden houses, like the 4th, 8th, and the 12th.
Yeah.
And the 4th is much more inside of just you and maybe your home situations, but the 8th house really does deal with other people, like a lot more than the other two.
Yeah.
So it's like really deep things with another.
Very. Yeah.
Which is...
Yeah.
Makes it even harder, But that's the thing is, I think we can all look back at lessons in our life, whether it was a relationship that went bad, being cheated on, cheating on someone and then regretting it, whatever it was, whatever sort of shady thing that we've all done something shady in our lives. We learn from that.
Of course.
Or had shady things done it. We all learn from that. And that's part of the 8th house too. It's like, gosh, wow, I went into the underworld on that one, didn't I? I had to go see what was in my underworld.
I would say, listen, my Jupiter in the 8th, it definitely, I went into the underworld in a lot of things, and I was like wanting to go, and then when I got there, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, okay.
See ya, Hades.
Yeah, so I think that you should absolutely go into things, but you will know, because then you need to see if it is for you or not. I mean, like, I had an astrologer a long time ago tell me that they're like, you're, it was Cosmic Space Witch. She was like, your fucking North Node is conjunct a part of Draco. She's like, you're meant to go into the dark. And I'm like, oh God. I was like, I've been doing that. So, but I do like this one, Jupiter in the 5th. Mystic Bloom, Jupiter in the 5th is a fucking vibe.
It's a damn good time.
Jupiter in the 5th was, I don't know how it can be great for somebody unless they're literally fucking blocking themselves and like denying that. Like, if there's not some type of, like, if you're in a relationship and it is not like getting more creative and like just like it's 5th house energy, like, you know what I mean? Like vibing.
You'll just somehow
or
create
something will come
fun and like good times and laughter and maybe some drama too. But like it's all in like it's all in good fun almost. Like nothing's that serious. With Jupiter in the 5th, it's usually more lighthearted, more loving, could be romantic. It's just it's just...
I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of, I mean, there's going to be romance. If you're single with Jupiter in your 5th, I mean, any astrologer would say that is lucky.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's going to, now, whether it is, because it's also the
have
house
a child.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of things.
Like, right. Like, if you're not wanting to get pregnant, then, don't have unprotected sex.
Yeah, it's funny. So. Like, you might think you know what love is, and then all of a sudden Jupiter comes into your 5th and you have your first child. And then you learn what love is.
Right.
Like,
Jupiter in the 5th is vibe. And especially in
Taurus. You learn more about what makes you happy.
And the fact that Jupiter is in Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, I would say that amplifies it even more. Like, I think, Capricorns are,
Yeah, it's a whole year. So someone's like, talking about how they just, I think they
Oh,
said they
you can
just
talk
got
about
into it.
Jupiter in the 12th.
What did they say?
I mean, why don't we should maybe go
Cap
through,
rising.
maybe
Still
like,
waiting for it. Yeah, it just started. Jupiter doesn't just
It just
deliver
starts a
right
year.
when you get it. It takes time. Like you'll see. Like you're gonna could look back at in a year from now and be like, "Damn, that was a good time." You'll be like, "I just made my life a good time. I don't know why. I just did. I didn't really have a reason, but good times were expanding."
You can touch on Jupiter in the 12th, because you just
Jupiter in the 12th is
got out of
Yeah,
that. But
just-
again, it's you're gonna uncover some fucking secrets with Jupiter in the 12th. But you could also meet a soulmate with Jupiter in the 12th.
yeah. Jupiter in the 12th for
Or a
me
spiritual
was
teacher.
really one of the more isolated years of my life.
Yeah, it is isolating.
But at times it was like there was a few occasions where it wasn't, but really 90% of
I think it was
my
your environment, yeah.
Jupiter in the 12th was just me and a couple other people around, which was fine. It didn't bother me, but I did feel just like in some ways kind of like trapped. But I feel like it was good for me to be alone and to do things on my own at times. And
I feel like it's very, Jupiter in the 8th and the 12th are very similar yet so different, because the 8th is more esoteric and, deep fucking emotions and, passion and sexuality and merging, where the 12th, it's like, yeah, shit is going to be uncovered. It also could deal with death. Not necessarily of yourself, but maybe, like a friend, family member, whatever. But it is definitely, you can jail yourself, I feel like, but I think you're meant to go, it's expanding your consciousness, and you're meant to go more inward. So it can be another level of an awakening, but it's
exactly. I think it was meant.
You could also.
It was meant to be the way it was for me, because I think if I forced my way out of that and tried to go, I don't know, whatever. I didn't really necessarily want. Look, I don't want to go out and party and go to.
Right, because then that could be the dark side.
Right, but like that would be like the dark side, like.
Yeah, you could get a DUI.
Completely just escaping, doing things that you probably shouldn't be doing, like just getting high all the time, like really high.
Totally.
I'm not talking about smoking weed. I'm talking about like getting gone.
Yeah.
Like that Jupiter will get you.
Or you could OD, or
Jupiter's a lot. It'll expand things, and that could be. You could end up in 12th house things.
And I would say that in an exalted state, yes, gurus, like you're going to be into metaphysical things more, healing things.
I felt like I did channel some good stuff.
Yes.
Throughout that year, like I felt like,
And you do kind of feel more, you're more like, I think, going inward, and then there is outside stuff that is exposing itself, and it probably wants you to pay attention to that, but Jupiter in the 12th, yes, like if you're not in an exalted state, you're going to be, whether it's, getting high, I don't think that it would be proactive to be getting, like, even if you smoke weed, that's fine. But if you're like doing it every day, then you can totally fucking lose yourself. You know what I mean? And tell yourself, that somebody's your twin flame, like shit like that. It could be like, that could even be like a Jupiter in the 12th. Like I would say though, that Jupiter in the 12th is a lot of synchronicities.
Absolutely.
However, that is like that, whether it's people, things that you're drawn to, places, like wherever you're kind of feeling pulled to, I do feel that if you're really tapped into that, exalted state of it, it's like another level of awakening. But if you're just partying and like, because I would say that Jupiter was probably at my 12th when I was like in my 20s at some time, and I probably definitely was not in my higher self, and I think that that's probably when I got a DUI. So it's like, you can definitely, because it rules jails and institutions too, so it can be fun.
Yeah, it can be a good time. It's not all bad.
Yeah. I look at it as another
It's not
level
my
of
favorite
awakening.
transit for Jupiter by any means. It like
You're very
it
in
closes
yourself.
a lot of doors
Yeah.
because it just
Well,
ends
it's
a
endings.
cycle and it gets you ready for a new one.
Right.
And I think that you have to be able to go with the flow with that and be able to like be okay with going into whatever the new chapter and journey is in our life. And some things are going to continue on the journey with you and some things aren't. You
It
know?
says so yes to the DMT experience.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, that would be a good one. That would be a perfect transit.
I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life.
Yeah.
No,
would
but
be perfect.
Jupiter does rule like acid trips. And
Or like
mushrooms
ayahuasca.
and
You should do like
transcendental,
yeah.
medicine, if you will.
I would say Jupiter in the 12th would be great for past life regression. Even Jupiter in the 8th. But yeah, I would say Jupiter in the 12th would be great for like that, like transcendental, like even meditation and just like, going, because I mean, there's a light and dark to every planet and every transit. So it's like Jupiter in the 8th could be like getting I'm not letting this thing go. I'm not like, I'm fucking, nope, this like, I'm going to obsess. Jupiter in the 12th, right? Like I'm just going to lose myself. But that could be a fucking awakening if you're like really tapped in. I would say when Jupiter was in my 12th, I got really into like divination and just, but I'm building altars in my space and like just, I liked being alone and reading and stuff like that. But again, I have so much Pisces, so maybe I feel comfortable in that element. Maybe somebody that doesn't, it might be weird for them and they might try to escape because they're like, why am I so, I think it really just depends. I think most people in the chat want to go to that next level. So if you have Jupiter in your 12th or your 8th, like really take advantage of those transits of like another level of like your ascension.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because it's literally Jupiter ascending.
That's really what it is. And it is Jupiter ascending, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jupiter in the 7th, somebody asked. I mean, right, you could get fucking married.
It's a lot of relationships. I feel like a lot of people, Jupiter's such an amplifier, so it's amplifying things that are out of alignment. They're not in harmony.
Yeah.
But that's the beautiful thing is it shows you and amplifies everything that is. So it's both. And it's like then you get to the scales are so obviously out of alignment or in alignment.
Yeah.
That you can adjust them. And it's perfect for that. And you'll see good reflections, you'll see bad reflections, people show up. It deals with so many it's like the Jupiter in the 7th might be the best mirror there is, especially with people.
Because then it gets to the 8th and you gotta merge
like,
that shit.
It kind of shows the truth.
Yeah.
And it's like, does the story continue?
And it could take it could be like the 5th where it takes something away and brings in something better.
But it absolutely could bring in a relationship.
Yeah. Oh,
it's good luck. Jupiter does technically like rule good luck, and it's the planet of luck and abundance, and
so if it's in
really
relationship
positive things
house,
can come in every house when Jupiter's there. Like it's the great benefic, It's an amplifier too, so it's like I think we over ask from Jupiter because it's the great benefic, so we see it coming and we're like, hasn't been here in 12 years, like I can't wait for this relationship that I've been dying to have, and then all of a sudden like a year goes by and Jupiter's finally leaving your 7th, and then finally someone shows up. It's almost like
that was my experience.
It's also the planet of faith, so it's like that's the thing too, is like you have to hold faith in that area of your life, even if it doesn't show up when you want it to. You still have to like believe in that energy or that something and not lose hope. Yeah. That's all very important too.
Yeah.
And then Jupiter will like come through and be like, see, I told you.
Yeah, and it's going to expose what is definitely not in alignment, even if you're not like really like wanting to look at it. Yeah. Because it took away a relationship when it was in my 7th, brought in us in the 8th, and but I would say, I guess if I was in a relationship entering into Jupiter in the 7th, it would either like, okay, we're going to get married, or we're probably
it either expands all the great things about the relationship and kind of goes into another merged level.
Yeah.
or it really shows where it's
But
not,
it would bring, I mean,
it's not in harmony. Like some relationships just reach a point where they're not vibrationally matching anymore, and they're not in harmony. And that's where Jupiter is just, again, this expansive quality. It's like you can't not see it. It's the biggest planet, you know, it's like.
But it brings in people. I mean, if you have Jupiter in the 7th or the 5th, like, I don't know how, unless you were literally, if you were single and some type of romance or relationship doesn't come in the
there will at least be opportunity.
100%. Like you will be more magnetic than you like you won't even have to do anything, and people will just come.
If you were
but
single and
if
wanted
you're
to be in a
blocking
relationship,
yourself, then
and Jupiter comes into your 7th, and you didn't go on any dates
because that's
that year,
12 more years,
and you didn't go on any dates that year.
Then you're blocking yourself somehow.
That's something else. There was something else going on.
You're like a Scorpio that's just staying hidden behind.
Like, there should 100% be at least a nice handful of dates with Jupiter in the 7th.
I always tell my clients, you don't have to do anything. Like, they're going to come to you.
Yeah,
like
just gonna be people.
Could literally be at the grocery store and somebody's just like literally, like, it's the planet of luck, so it can, you know what it will. Like, I don't know, I've never had a Jupiter in the 5th or 7th that has not brought in something, even if it was just at the end, you know, when you didn't think it was possible. It's like, boom. So, but then, right, with the 5th, after the 5th, you go into the 6th, and then after the 7th, you go into the 8th. So those are really going to be the houses that, you know, tell if it's going to...
Yeah, I was just, like, thinking back, like, when Jupiter was in my 5th house, which was when it was in Leo last.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. It was, like, 2014, 15. I had just gotten divorced from my first wife, and I was like, I get to do whatever the hell I want to do. I was having so much fun.
Right.
I was being wild back then. There was a lot of partying.
Right.
Yeah, good times. Had my own apartment. Like, that was the first time, too, that I had, like, my own apartment, my own place. I had a good job. I felt like I was like on top of the world at that moment. I was 25, running jobs, running grown-ass men, telling them what to do.
Yeah.
Didn't give a... Yeah. That was good times. Just kind
and that's where your South Node is, too. So it probably brought in, some shit from the past. Like, maybe not, like, from the actual, like, past. But, I don't know.
I wasn't doing astrology back then, but I bet there was some karma. There was definitely karma exchange during that time.
Yeah. Yeah. Any astrologer would say Jupiter in your 5th or 7th, like, get ready. There's people, relationships, but also all the other stuff. Yeah, like, creativity, and 7th house is business partnerships. So it has to do with, like, who you're merging with in that area. But it's people, for sure. So whoever's got...
Jupiter in the 7th, you'll, like, try to look prettier. You'll try to...
I think you'll feel prettier.
You'll want to attract more.
Yeah.
Jupiter in the 5th, you kind of just feel like you're on top of the world.
It's just fun.
And you're just gonna have a good time because you feel good. When you feel good, you are happy.
100%.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling you today. I was like, anybody, literally, when we woke up, I was like, oh my God. I would take some Jupiter in the 5th, like, please, any day. Because I was in such a creative, like, I just wanted to create. And when I was creating, the people were just, it was like, I want to do that too. And let's create. And so that's also how you meet people, you know, that are, like, in that field of whatever it is you're creating. But no, Jupiter in the 5th is fucking lucky. And so it is well in the 7th. It's just a different vibration. But those are the two houses that have to do with fucking relationships. So yes.
And the 8th.
Well, of course. Yeah. I mean, that's like merging, and, you know, and like I said, the 8th was not, I enjoyed the 8th. It's just that it was a lot. It's deep emotions. That's what Jupiter in the 8th was for me. I was like, I am feeling like I have never even felt emotions like this.
That's how you get that shamanistic state.
Right. But it was like magic.
You can't go into that without feeling. You can't be numb.
Of course.
You know?
I told you. I wish sometimes I didn't feel.
I know.
You know?
I know.
So yeah, everybody should get excited about that. Conjunct Venus, square Neptune, 8th, rose-colored glasses. Yeah, Nori, absolutely. Hello, Adrea. Hello.
That's enlightening. Jupiter, Neptune.
Nuri said yes. Jupiter 5th conjunct Venus square Neptune in the 8th. She said rose-colored glasses.
Rose-colored glasses never felt so good.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta stay in those, Nuri. You know.
Hey, yeah.
I remember Nuri. She has a bunch of children. She's yeah. You stay in those rose-colored glasses, girl.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, right? Because you could look at the astrology and like be in a situation with someone, and it's just like, yeah, like this is a bomb, and you kind of know that, but like, is it worth like cutting like the high before it wears off naturally? You know, like that's the other thing too. It's like. And I don't know what the right answer is to that.
No, I think you have to just
that's like it. That's like, however you want to go about living your life. But I mean, gosh, you might as well like soak up the high while it's there.
Like, get it. Pat Traveler says that she has I have Jupiter in the 7th along with the big pile up in Taurus. So I mean, does that, like, in her chart, I guess, is she's saying that. But either way, I mean, yeah, so, yeah, Path Traveler.
Risings?
Yeah. So you've probably done a lot of relationships or have a lot of people around.
It's coming.
Yeah, or it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's cool. The Jupiter in the 7th should be fun, too. Like, that energy should be a pretty good time.
Yeah, it's Libra energy.
It's like with people, you know? It's like people bring abundance.
Totally.
Like, you don't want to go on the journey alone. Like, you go on a vacation, take someone with you, for Christ's sakes.
Yes.
You know? Like, that'd be a weird one. You got Jupiter in your 7th, and then I guess the only reason you go on some, like, elaborate vacation by yourself with Jupiter in the 7th was just to, like, destined kind of, like, meet your fucking soulmate on vacation.
Right.
Like, yeah, but it's just a time to be with people. So
just
it's
have
great.
fun.
Like, people are. Can you imagine how much it would suck if, like, you think about, like, I Am Legend, like that movie, right? Where Will Smith's, like, the last person and just run from zombies. All right, well, delete the zombies. Nobody cares. But can you just imagine being the last? Just nothing.
Well,
I mean, I like myself. I can sit by myself, but like I'd be like Tom Hanks with Wilson. I'd be like,
I know. I was like, I would just take Winnie.
"Hey, Winnie, did you have a good day? What'd you do today?" Yeah. Well, me, I picked some berries and some dandelions for a salad because nobody's here to cook for me anymore. Literally nobody. Can you believe that? There's nobody here. I know. Hey, how dare you?
I'm trying to think if I even saw that movie. I saw one with I think it was Denzel, and he was like out in the middle of nowhere. It was like apocalyptic, but I don't know if he was like the last one standing. I Am Legend is Will Smith.
I don't
think I've seen that one.
It's with the zombies. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
There's like a zombie apocalypse that breaks
down. I mean, listen, I would not want to be the last.
He's in New York, like trying to radio for people, and then eventually people find it. There were people.
Yeah,
and he was
thinking
so
of
happy.
Denzel movies. I mean, listen, I'm a Pisces, so I could come up with some crazy shit in my head and just like start and being like, "Hey, everybody," I could, I had imaginary friends and shit. Remember my mom told you I talked to the lamp.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I did want to touch on too. That's like, is proof of like my karmic, like how past life plays out in this life for this Pisces. Like, it's all right there in fucking astrology. Like, I really want people to like know that and understand it, like when even if they start going deep into it, and it's like even uncomfortable maybe to like research your parents or and their whatever, like, oh my God, it is so there. You can see the fucking karmic thread. Like, astrology just doesn't lie. You can see it all. You can see it all.
Yeah, straight up.
I don't know. I can't find the movie, but I'm telling you, it was like apocalyptic and God.
I have a friend with Jupiter conjunct Moon in Aquarius. It's in his 11th house.
The Book of Eli is what I'm thinking of.
Not his second, but that dude just lucky. He's a lucky dude. Everything.
Jupiter Moon?
Yeah.
Ooh, Jupiter's going to be on my moon.
Everything my homie Zane does, like.
Oh, yeah.
Works out. It's so. It might not always look like it's gonna work out, like right away, but like it just works out. It's like, damn. Yeah, and he's a 9th house Sag. He's got ton of Sag. I mean, the dude's just lucky.
He's just got that.
He's just lucky. Yeah, his chart's just like. As long as you're not afraid, his chart's basically like, as long as you're not scared to roll the dice, you'll win. It's like, that's it. In a nutshell. But yeah, Jupiter conjunct Moon, doesn't suck. I mean, look, there's going to be times where it's a ton of emotion, but like for you, it's an Aquarius. So, like, yes, there's still emotion there, but it's different than like it would be for someone with Jupiter, Moon, and Cancer, where it's like either a ton of family, big homes. Like, for you, it's almost like a lot of friends too, and like quality like people in your life that help you out, and you know, like people are the abundance that it's almost like really good people karma, and that's another thing too. So, and not that you need it too, because in the second, so you probably feel like you're pretty solid. Usually people with Moon in the second, of course, depending on like other aspects in your chart, they're pretty like secure within themselves. Like, it's hard to shake them. And with an Aquarius Moon, probably pretty hard to shake too. Like, straight up, like pretty solid. It'll just detach from what it's like. Nah, it's not. That ain't it. You gotta get a cookie.
Yeah, these Tim Tams or whatever they are.
But otherwise, I am definitely excited for where the astrology is going. I feel like it's the most exciting astrology we've gotten in a while. I think these squares to the nodes are, you know, going to make a lot of things happen. We're all kind of going through a skip step in evolution together. And I was born with that natally, the Pluto square the node. So I'm like, hell yeah. Let's all do this together now. And then it's all, so that it brings like the importance of the South Node into the play too, and like relationships and people. You know, it's like, you know, astrologers are gonna that don't do evolutionary astrology and don't look at Pluto the same way that some do, are definitely just gonna say like, oh, relationships, stay away from your South Node, blah blah blah. You know,
that's where everybody goes.
Crazy things like that. But yeah, the South Node is going to be more intensified, and with the squares to Pluto, like your relationships and like finding balance in your life is so crucial. It's so crucial. Or else,
isn't it always?
It's going to be really hard to. It will actually be harder to define your way.
Yeah.
Without having quality people around you. And it's not that you're doing the same way, but that's even Pluto coming into Aquarius.
Yeah.
Like, people are a hot commodity. People are the, if you should be betting on anything, obviously yourself, but like surrounding yourself with good people and also betting on them.
God, I feel like that's been though, like, we should have always been doing that since like 2018.
Of course.
You know.
I mean, ideally, we'd do this the day we were born. You know.
Yeah, but you get to a certain point where then it's just like, I don't know. And that's the other thing that I think about. I'm just like, God, I would rather just like, I'd be cool with just like I don't know. I think because I've done the Aquarius thing in past life, right? Communal. What did the girl say? Or what did your bruja say? Like, I've done so, I need to be more in my North Node.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm so fine just living a simple life and letting it just be like chill. I mean, listen though, but I have like, I mean, if you think about it.
You kind of have to walk through the fire. It's like your evolution. Like
Oh, I have to be
the 8th house. Like it just.
But I have to be around people. Like today when I got out of the house, I was like, this is when I'm not good. Is like when I'm just like even if it's just going to do like whatever. I have to. It's when I'm indoors too much that I'm like, okay, I start to feel like Uranus energy. I'm like, I have to like get out just to like. That's like me flushing my energy. I have to talk to people. I mean, I've got Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in Libra. Like, you know, I got 3 heavy hitters in Libra. Mm-hmm. I've got to be around people. Like, I just go and get some, you know, I go and work at a grocery store and just be like, so how's your day? You know, just to go talk to people. Not even because, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I'm just here to like, I said this earlier, like probably transmute people's pain, but then try to like get rid of it myself. That's the hard part. And yeah, just, I don't know, tell them about their moon sign or their sun sign or whatever, if they're into that.
Tell them about their karma asteroid.
I'm just here to like, I mean, who knows? I don't know. North Node in the 12th, I'm probably never going to understand why, but not that I need to. I just gotta keep moving forward like all of us. But yeah, people are so important. I guess really what I'm getting at, I went off there. That probably didn't make sense, but that as you get older too, I've always been about quality versus quantity. Always. I don't know what aspect that is, but I'm just like, some people, like Libras usually like to have, they want everybody to like them and have a lot of people around them. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that. I just want to like have quality people around. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's taken a long time. I mean, 42 years to, you know, realize that. Like, I don't have to, yeah. Because, like, Aquarius loves to be around, like, Aquarius wants to be in the collective or whatever, but then it, like, really doesn't like people. So it's the weirdest sign.
Aquarius, I mean, it does want, it's the same kind of thing, like, quality, tribe, same energy. It wants, like, people that want to move into some kind of a something, whatever that future looks like to them, but, like...
Yeah. Thank you, Nuri.
Yeah, it just... It doesn't want...
That's why
it'll have like moments. Aquarius is so funny because it is the collective, right? And people, but it's also, it can be one of the most isolated signs too. One of the most like loner signs.
Detached.
Yeah, just peace out. I'm out of here. You almost just like rebel from people. I'm out.
What were we talking about the other day? And I was like, that's the other thing where I was saying in the beginning, like, don't people just know how to do this or that, or that this person or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I could literally be standing anywhere and somebody will come up and I will know their whole story in 60 seconds. And I'm like, this has to happen to you, right? And you're like, nah, because I just don't really like, I think maybe we were talking about, who knows, like neighbors or something.
Like Aries Capricorn. Like when I'm like walking around in public, like I'm not so Aquarius, like I'm way more like Aries Capricorn. Like I know where I'm going, what I'm gonna get, and I just walk to where I'm going, and I know where my car's parked, and like I don't really care who else is walking around me. I'm like going, I'm time is money. No, I'm just kidding. Like, but yeah, I'm like,
yeah,
kind of just
dodging those bullets. They just know I'm an empath, so they're just like, and I'm like, I'll take it on for you. Come here.
Yeah, maybe that's what's weird about my Aquarius moon, because I can be such an empath at times.
No, I know.
Like when I'm doing astrology readings and different things.
When you're in the, like,
I can be so in that space, but then there's also times where I can just turn it off and
And even when you talk to people, because I remember on my birthday when like we were getting ready to leave and you and Dylan were talking and I was like, oh, we're never getting out of here. And you were like in like whatever he was telling you, it was like, it was like two souls just like staring off into the Neptune sunset. And I was like, what are these two talking about? What? And
that was one of those moments.
I know, but you do listen and you
really
do hear
wanted
and
to
feel.
like.
Oh, I know. I love Dylan.
Tell me how he felt about things. And
I love him.
I just was like, I'm gonna give him this time and just listen.
No, but you do. That's what I'm saying. Like you do with like you do listen. To, I can tell by like when I look at like even with your friend because see this is me. My Mercury and Aquarius sees that. Well, it's probably my Virgo rising. I just am always like observing and looking and. Because it's like energy, like you can tell, I don't really actually care I do care what people are saying, but it's like the energy is what doesn't lie. But like your friend Justin, like when he was in, we're talking about astrology, so of course we're like, we're all into that, but you're just like, yeah, I can tell when you are exchanging energy with, I don't watch your reading, so I don't know, but I'm sure it's the same thing, right? Like you're really listening and helping and guiding, and that is what you're here to do as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I can pay attention.
So thank God you don't go out and people don't just say, hey you, I want to tell you something.
That happens every now and then.
Half the time I'm like this, but it's like my look should be like I don't run away, but it should be like, are you understanding that I can't? No.
That might even draw people in more.
Oh, right. That I'm looking like, because like the guy.
Somehow.
Like the guy at,
it's like, can't avoid it.
God, when we were walking out of did you know when we were walking out of Target did you think the guy was going to say something? Could you feel that? Oh, I knew right away. I was like, get to the car.
I thought there was a possibility.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was a sketchy looking dude, so. I had my eye on him. I didn't really expect much. But then, that's like what we had that, talk when we left there. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just different for me and you.
I know.
Like, I see that guy, and I'm like, it would really ruin his night. It would really ruin his night if he tried to do something stupid. That's my mindset.
Right,
that's my mindset walking to the car. Like, gosh, that would be unfortunate for him if he did something stupid. Okay, we'll see, whatever.
I just watch so much, in this world is just, I watch so much crime TV, and I'm not saying that everybody is like, but listen, that guy, he was on something, and I was like, he is going to ask us, and listen, and I freaking, because that is how the universe, but I also am discerning of now, if this person that's coming to ask me for money, walking out of the store or whatever, I know they're definitely, me giving them money is not going to help them because they're just going to go get high or get drunk or whatever. But then there's others that I'm like, right? That's being intuitive that I'm like, okay, this person actually, they do really need it for whatever it is. And I actually don't care what it's for, but when I saw the lady with her kid and I'm like, it's Mother's Day, yeah, you know what, I actually don't care what the situation is, but you are a mother and here you go. So I think that's where I'm saying it's not about picking and choosing, it's what your intuition tells you. I'm not giving this guy $20 to go buy drugs and alcohol is not me helping him.
Right.
Somebody will, but it's not going to be me because I'm not going to be helping you. But the mother, with her kid, who could drive off in a Range Rover? I don't know.
That guy wanted a jump, right? So he was like, can you help me jump your car?
Yeah, no.
And to be honest, if it was just me,
I
probably would have. But I knew
that
you didn't feel comfortable. So I was like, sorry, we got it. We were in a hurry.
This Pisces was like, no.
And
what if he would have pulled a gun on us?
You don't know, right? Who knows? He was at the very back of the parking lot, down there. Who knows? Possible, anything could have happened. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Right.
I think too, and I think we all try to.
Then
help.
When you went to go
we all
shoot
try to
the
help as
Milky
many
Way.
people as we can, but yeah, there's some characters in there.
Yeah, and then I was like, yeah, thank God the Pisces.
I'm glad you didn't go.
No, because I was like, what if we're out there? Listen, I don't live my life like that, but I'm just like, I I would go because I love you and would support you, but I was like, I don't know.
I told you too.
Like,
You were like, I was like, it's not gonna be fun for you. Like, it's just me sitting there looking at my camera, like trying
I don't
to take
care.
pictures.
I want to see
like,
the Milky Way, but it's just like
yeah,
right
but we
there.
should go when we're like when we go out to
interesting
somewhere really
characters.
far out, where it's a really dark sky and it's like really beautiful. Like that was just like. I was just itching because I didn't take any Milky Way shots last year, and it was like, oh, I could just drive 40 minutes up the road here and like get an okay shot.
Like, I love camping, but I'm telling you, that is one thing where I would want to be with a group of people. It would make me feel more safe, whether that's an illusion or not. Because, like, look, I don't know. You never know. Like, there are, like, we live in a very crazy, like, 3D reality. Like, there could be people, like, I'm not saying it's the Hunger Games, but there could be, like, people hunting people. Yes,
There's
you have
a
to
lot.
trust your instincts, Jenny. You just have to. Like, I've been in so many situations where when I, like, as a makeup artist, and I would go to these, I would do like the Craigslist thing a long time ago, and someone found me, and I was going to the home, but I got this feeling when I was like 2 miles away, because they started asking me like telling me or what it like redirecting me, and then when I got to like where the neighborhood was that they said it wasn't, and it was like I was like, I can't. I called my mom crying. I was like, I do not feel right about this. And she's like, then don't go. And I was just like, I felt this huge responsibility, right? And I didn't. Because I was like, this does not feel safe. Because like when I pulled up to the house, I was like, no. They probably like, because you just don't know, right? Too, with like stuff online.
Yeah.
And I was like, I cannot. And then another time when it happened, and it was like 5 a.m, and I was going to do this lady's makeup for some commercial shoot, and it was like in a warehouse, and she's like, oh, you know, Dale will let you in through the whatever. And I was like, oh, you're not there. And I was like, oh fuck, and it was like in like downtown Phoenix, and it's like dark out because it's 5 a.m. And I told her, and I started crying. I was like, I want to do this for you, but like, you have to understand, I do not feel comfortable as a woman going to this warehouse to like glam you, and you're not even there. Like,
It's just Dale.
yeah, and because I got to the thing, and he did, and he was like shutting the, like, and she's like, listen, you are so sweet. I have 4 girls. I understand. And then she showed up, and I did feel comfortable. But right, even then, it could have been like where, you know, she could have been like catfishing me into it. Like, that's what I mean. It's like people have to be discerning. And whether that is because I've watched so much crime TV, or, I mean, literally, it should have been an FBI investigator. And it's different for men than it is for women.
Like, there are bad things that happen. People do bad shit.
Of course.
Like, it's just, it is a fact of reality.
And it is different, though, for women than it is for men.
And I would say more people obviously want to do good than harm, but it happens. Like, it's
agree.
not a made-up thing. You know?
Yeah.
People rob people.
That's
people
what I'm
kill
just saying. You
people.
have to go with your intuition.
It is just a fact that happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when you feel something, especially for you, like someone with a defined spleen in human design, like, that's what you got. Like, that's what keeps you alive. Like, to have that defined is, like, such a great gift of intuition to just instantly know if you're safe or not safe.
Yeah.
So like when people have a defined spleen, and like myself who doesn't have a defined spleen, that's probably why I will go into a situation that something could happen, and I'll have to deal with it in the moment.
Right.
You want to trust the person with a defined spleen on their intuitive like hit, you know? Like these are types of people that could touch a car before they get in it and be like, we probably shouldn't drive today.
Yeah.
And they're probably right.
Yeah, that's probably why I don't like to fly.
Yeah. But again, like if you touch the plane and like, you'll know if it's, you'll know if you'll be safe or not. That's like anybody with a defined spleen in human design. It's like
and
a great gift.
I don't travel enough on a plane that I'm like, if the universe wanted me to go to where I'm going, that like I have to trust that I'm safe. You know what I mean? I really think that is, people need to trust that, and whatever situation it is, and that is what being intuitive and being psychic and all that. And you can't be like, well, right, maybe the outcome wouldn't be that, but if you feel like I mean, if I'm in the point of tears and like crying and like calling somebody for confirmation, like I should know right there that like I shouldn't be doing it. I don't care how much money it is or whatever. It's like if it's gonna, you know, because it is like we're in a day and age where everything is online. So it's like people could be researching you before you even know it. And they're like, yeah, that's the, I mean, right? Like, I mean, it's just crazy. It's just, and again, that's why I say it can happen to men or women, but I think the perspective from a woman, it's different for a man than it is for a woman. It is
different. We're just built different.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the responses and stuff.
Like, I'm a lot stronger than you. Like, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that I'm stronger than you, and I'm a little bit more confident if something comes to me that I could fend it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just life. That we were born into these bodies for a reason. Women aren't supposed to like be some crazy bodyguard.
They need to trust
and of
their
course
intuition.
Women can. I'm not saying that anything like that. It's just we're just built different.
Right. I don't think we necessarily
biologically, physically. You know, and I don't think anybody really is, going to question that, but
yeah. I just think that, with anything, it doesn't even have to be a stranger, like whether it's, friends, family, anything, work, coworkers, you just have to, and I think that comes too with time and age and all of that, but just trust it. I don't even know how we got on that conversation, but I hope that.
A pure generator means that you're supposed to listen to your, gut instinct. It's like a gut response. Sometimes your gut will talk to you. It'll rumble or something. There's something in your stomach area, basically your sacral center, that is giving you the answer yes or no. And depending on if you're an emotional, authority or, sacral authority, or if you're just a pure generator, then it really is not so much about either or. It's just acting on your gut response, and usually it's acting for the satisfaction. So when something feels like it's going to give you satisfaction, do it. Even if it might be a little scary, there's something saying do it. If it feels like it's going to be frustrating, don't do it. Like saying no is super powerful.
Yes.
For a generator.
Yes.
Like generators will do crazy, stupid things and get stuck in them because they won't say no. And it's almost like generators like frustration for some reason. And it's because you have a just nonstop battery and you can do it. Like you can power through it. There's willpower there, but it's when you're not satisfied, stop. When anything becomes frustrating, stop it. Say no. Don't go. Even if, and for emotional generators, you could be asked out to go hang out with your friends and it could sound amazing and your gut response is yes, this is gonna be so much fun, and then the day of it comes and all of a sudden you're like, damn, I really don't want to go out tonight. It just doesn't sound fun to me right now.
Yeah, I just read
Listen
something
to
about that. Yeah.
That's where it's
because you don't have the energy reserves to almost I just read something about exactly what you're talking about, and it's don't, because it's probably telling you that you won't have a good time, or you won't. Yeah, you should always go with that.
But there's something about being in a generator to where you'll feel like you have to commit to the first thing that you said or anything that you got into. And that's why Ra would say with generators that they're the best slaves. Because one, they have the nonstop sacral battery, and they can just power through things. Yeah. And they have their energy beings. But two, they'll just get stuck. Even if they don't want to do it, they won't stop. Look at our society. 70% of it's generators. Right. Yeah, do you know how many people live every day and hate their job, hate their relationship, but just will not leave it and make up any sort of reason mentally why they can't do it? And they're not mental beings. They're sacral beings. Yeah. And the sacral saying, I hate this. But their mind's saying, too bad you have to. And they'll just keep.
Yeah, I know that mind. Yeah. The DEVIL, I'm telling you.
Yeah, generators really aren't meant to be thinkers. Not that you can't think. I'm not calling generators stupid. I'm a generator. It's that the mind doesn't have the answers. Your body does, and your gut and your sacral has the answer. And that's just a deeper thing that if you're a generator, you need to start to tune into and listen. And listen to that. You'll you'll find more quality of life, believe it or not, even though your mind might try and tell you.
Yeah,
elsewhere.
Path Traveler says no is a full sentence. Exactly.
Straight up. That's a good one.
Exactly. Mystic Bloom once asked, what is North and what is North Node in the 12th? No, please, you explain it, because I don't think that you ever know.
North Node in the 12th is someone who is so in
or
their
what's
head.
North Node in the 12th like? That's
It's
what
someone
she
who's
said.
so in their head, so analytical, paying attention to so many details. They're so like, just gotta be perfect and everything needs to be in
Wouldn't
order.
that be 6th house?
And it's just such a mentally charged thing because the South Node's in the 6th. And we're more like our South Node than we are our North Node.
Yeah.
That's just the fact of the matter. The South Node holds pieces of our soul that we've
Right.
already done before. There's no leaving it.
Right.
It's just learning to incorporate your South Node with the North Node. And like doing both, really. You'll never just do your North Node. And you
No.
shouldn't. It would be stupid. I have my South Node in the 5th house in Leo. So what, I should just never fall in love? I should just
Right.
never have romance? I should never have fun? Like,
Right.
no. That's not how it works. You just also have to do things for maybe the greater good and not make it all about your happiness, but like, how can everybody be happy, you know?
Yeah.
Different, things. Bring the South Node. Like, if I bring happiness and try to have a good time and be fun, it should make for a better group experience. You know what I'm saying? So same with the 6th house. Like, you don't have to not think. You're sharp. Like, you have a really strong mind. It's just you have to turn it off sometimes and
Yes.
trust your intuition and quiet things down, because the 6th house is like actually pretty fucking noisy. It's like there's just noise everywhere, and
yeah.
some thought comes in. Gotta do that. Oh, this is on the schedule. It's kind of tweaker-ish, to be honest.
Oh, you are so right about that.
You
are so right about
It's turning
that.
it all off and taking a sit down, chill, meditate, spend some time by yourself. You don't have to be so stimulated by reality. That's the North Node in the 12th. Like a good tip for someone with a North Node in the 12th, if you work in a public place, say you have like an office in a public setting, turn your desk so that you're facing the wall and not looking at everybody.
Yeah.
It will help you. Like, you don't need to be so engaged in everything around you, because you'll just start to judge it and be like, God, look what's on her desk.
Yes.
They keep their desk looking like that. What a mess. My desk is perfect.
Totally.
Just turn around and mind your own business.
It is so
That's
crazy.
like in essence the North Node in the 12th. It's you're trying to define your soul and connect your soul with more transcendental beliefs or your own consciousness, and you have to stop paying so much attention to this world to incorporate that world into your life.
Spot on.
Huh.
Yeah,
In a nutshell.
I'm just right. I feel like every time Bryan wakes up in the morning with his coffee, it's like, today I was thinking, it's like, God, you've already, how many thoughts have already ran through your mind?
Oh.
Yeah, when you wake up, I'm like, oh yeah.
I just wake up knowing, and I'm always happy to wake up and see you, but I just wake up knowing that you've already been up for probably 5 hours and have had plenty of time to think about things, and I fully expect to hear about some of these thoughts. It's like my morning ritual. I sip down some coffee and what you thinking about today?
You're like, just stop looking at the astrology. I'm like, no, I don't even have to look at it. It's right here. My Mercury in Aquarius has already paired it all together. I'm like, can you believe that I've just discovered that my Uranus is in my 3rd house? Talk about mental.
Yeah.
I know. It's, God, I love astrology, but yeah, it can really, just take me down lots of rabbit holes.
Yeah, I love astrology too.
I mean, it's my language. Like, I don't know what else to.
Yeah, I'm so weird about it with myself. Like, I just don't trip. on it. I just let it. I'm just so. I guess there's just a really curious part of me.
Yeah.
That wants
No, I'd
to
love
see
to see
how
how it
any
unfolds.
transit is going
Yeah.
to affect me and what's going to come before I prejudge it, like for myself. Where like, yeah, with clients I might try and. It's not even so much of a prediction as like I'm telling them a broad list of how things can go with different things that are going on in their chart and like what could play out. Not so much like this is going to happen. I don't like to speak in such certainty ever really.
Yeah.
And yeah, with myself, I just
like,
want to know. So it's like, yeah, I mean, you have Uranus about to square my moon. I'm like, what the hell does Uranus square your moon feel like?
Oh, it says you're gonna have emotions.
I've never had that.
Burying.
I've never had that one before.
I know. And when it's squaring your moon, it'll be squaring my Mercury.
Yeah.
I know. Well, maybe it'll just, it'll be really electric.
Yeah.
That's why today I was like, I have so much fucking Uranus energy going on. I need to I need all the grounding stones. Like, I just need to go get every black stone there is. And just like, I don't know, put them on my body. Like, I had never had Reiki before. And when I went yesterday, that was like, I was like, okay, yeah, this is real. Because that's like, I'll try anything to be like, do I resonate with it? Not that, of course it is real, but do I resonate with it? And it was like, she, from the root to the crown, because she did like, it was Reiki, but also like a chakra clearing. And I was like, she put whatever on my head and it was just like vibrate. Like, I definitely went into some space. And I was like, oh my gosh, my whole body's like tingly. And then I got that cupping. And so, yeah, we'll see what that, I'm just like all about I don't know, I'm really into like health, but in such a 12th house way right now. Like all those modalities. I don't know. I'll probably become a shaman with Pluto in my 12th. I don't know. Because I'm just so into...
I mean, your North Node's in your natal 12th, not your like sun sign 12th, but like...
No, well, yeah, now I guess it's not. Now Pluto's going back into my 5th and 11th.
Right.
I mean, I really feel like it's been there the whole time, but I mean, I get it by sun sign. It's Pluto
and in your North Node, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like...
But they
that's
do
like
say...
a lot of where, I mean, you are supposed to have that shamanistic, energy to this life, I feel like,
Yeah.
Your Pluto polarity points to 8th house. Kind of like walk through the fire to like discover that shaman within you. And like, you can't do that from just like hiding away in some like bunker of safety in life, So like, yeah, Pluto in the second, people have to like get out of their comfort zone and go, walk on the hot coals of life to see the deeper meaning, if you will.
I
feel
like
you walked on the coals.
doing that. Yeah, maybe I'll start cupping people. Yeah, I know, it's so crazy. Maybe I'll start doing and then I'll cup you. Has anybody ever had cupping in the chat? You guys know what that is?
Every time we say cupping or cup and you mention it, like, I can't help but think about like David and Natalie and their...
What?
They just had so many full disclosures that were in a row that were talking about the menstrual cup.
Oh.
And it was just funny.
No, I don't know what that is.
And it's like, I don't know if I really wanted to talk about it, but...
Yeah, I mean...
Basically, instead of putting something in to catch the blood, you just let it drip into a cup. And it's like, it goes there, and then,
I don't even understand.
You've never heard of it?
No.
That's wild, because you're very into hygiene. Look, I had no idea this existed.
You don't just put a tampon
until I was recording those two and heard them talk about it. Well, really, Natalie brought it up, but David didn't know either, but it's fine.
Well, yeah, she was talking about drinking your pee, too.
Apparently a lot of people...
I know, yeah. Listen, I told Frida, the neighbor, about that, and then she said our neighbor across did that for 6 months, and I was like,
a lot of people have tried it.
Yeah,
and they say the more you do it, like, it
I'm
sucks
not-
for the first, like, week or two.
Yeah, I'm
But
sure
after
it's
that,
true.
if you only, like, eventually, I guess you get so clean that it just tastes like water. You know what? That's one of those experiences I could live without.
Oh, I'm not dissing at all. Obviously there's got to be some type of like benefit to it. I just, yeah, I'd rather have a colonic. But I just don't.
You leave some interesting marks on your back. Yeah, she looks like, I call her my polka dot Pisces.
I know. I don't want to show it because it's like really. That's why I'm like probably in a. Well, it is cold, so I'm wearing a sweater. But yeah, I thought it was
cold and rainy today.
I thought I was gonna have like, I don't know, like 6 marks or whatever. I had like 20. But I really do feel like it does release like toxins from your body. And then I was watching like that Conor McGregor documentary last night, and he had it all over his body. So it's like, allegedly it became like Gwyneth Paltrow and Michael Phelps like did it, and then it became like, you know, I don't know, mainstream or whatever. But I just was like, yeah, I want to try that. You know,
Yeah, I've heard of it. Never really thought about doing it myself, but I have heard of it.
Yeah, it just like releases like the toxins, and it's like for pain.
What's
like
it feel like? Just like
pain.
a big suction cup on your back?
Yeah, like she puts like a bunch and like kept putting it in areas because I guess it'll tell.
Basically,
like,
it's just a bunch of hickeys. Like, I could do that.
Yeah, but they're like huge. Yeah, it's like I bet if you put a bunch of leeches, people do that too. Put leeches on there. Like, now I would probably be willing to do that rather than drink my pee.
Yeah, no, with the right, person that knew the right.
I still
leech to stick
really
on my body,
don't understand this. Like, I don't want to like talk about the moon cycles because I don't really like. I mean, I don't feel like we need to, but this is so weird. I mean, I don't understand like why you're catching anything in a cup when you're bleeding. You're just putting like a tampon up there. Is this like some natural thing where it's like, oh, tampons are bad? Like, I don't even get this.
Basically,
it's just free flowing.
From my, novice
Understanding
of this topic, tampons can cause infection.
For love. Okay, yeah. So you've already lost me there. I am not fucking.
Look.
Okay.
I don't partake in that situation.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's like to live that.
Yeah.
I've just heard those two really talk about it, and that was one of the things I've heard.
That is so interesting. Wow.
And that just lets it, it just kind of suctions on there apparently and fills up, and you dump it out when you're done and wash it and reuse it.
Do you walk around all day with this cup?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I don't even, I listen, if I have fucking been okay with a toxic.
Men have periods, yeah, they'll get emotional, but there's only a couple. Actually, no, those men they don't have periods either. But they are putting tampons up their butt, apparently, to feel more like a woman.
I already told you that. My hairdresser told me that at the schools here that her, like, her daughter.
That is one of the most hilarious things I've ever heard in my life.
I mean, the narrative is just so pushed, but I mean,
I mean, I'm sorry.
I don't understand why there has to be
could you imagine
tampons in the boys'
I just couldn't even imagine. Like, I'm gonna play along with this.
Yeah,
it's so Neptunian. It's like I'm gonna play along with this, that I'm this biological thing that I'm not, that I'm gonna put this in my butt to feel and respect.
Okay, see, I knew it was something about that. I think that says K2 well-being. Women use the cups because of the toxicity in other products. Right. And like, hey, to each their own. I'm not even like dissing it. I just don't, I didn't understand. Like, I mean, obviously this is something I'm going to have to like Google because.
Apparently it's like a very healthy way to do it.
Well, I'm healthy and I use, cotton. So.
Your body, your choice, girl.
Right, exactly. But yeah, this is something that you look at. I learned something new today. So, yeah, wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's something our ancestors were doing, so, you know what I mean? They were doing lots of things. Wow. Wow. And they use the blood for their plants. Yeah, I'm sure. They should like do like that vampire facial and just like take it, get it spun, and then, you know, put back in their face too. They could probably do that.
And just everybody's saying something funny.
Nuri cups are food, little messy but healthier, disposable ones. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've only heard of 2 girls in a cup, so that's what I thought you were talking about. It's like that sounds like more of a conversation
that hasn't gotten brought
they
up in
would
my
be
life
having.
in a couple of years.
When you started talking about a cup, I was like, wait, where's this conversation going? Yeah, Lana says it's called the Diva Cup, so yeah.
Yeah, Diva Cup.
Yeah. I'd be so interesting. Like, is it like a like do you, but like, and then it's just like, is it a cup like when you're doing beer pong? No. That's what I'm picturing. That is what is going through my mind. Google it. I'm just like, this is wild. Yeah. It must be like when women do, diaphragms. Maybe it's something like that. I'm literally thinking of I'm thinking that this is a Poquito solo cup.
It's silicone.
Oh, okay. I mean,
too much information for me in the chat right now, but yeah.
I know, that's why I was like, it's a cup like an ice tray. Oh, an ice tray. This is wild. But I mean, this doesn't surprise me, right? Like, you know. Hate to be graphic, and please excuse my description. Oh, Nuri, you're not being graphic. A red solo cup. Yeah, that's what I was picturing. I was like, wow, I don't even understand what. Yeah, I'm going to have to Google it. Yeah.
So hilarious.
Brian is getting a little red in the face. Yeah.
Yeah, from laughing.
I mean, for God's sakes, like, you're the one who know. You're like, oh, it's gonna be your time because your new moon. So I'm like, wow, how do you know my cycle more than I do?
And the astrologer will.
I know, like literally. I guess I could ask you. I'll be like, when is it?
It's
called a Diva Cup. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's like it just takes a little. Like, look, it's a moon cycle for a reason. So like, if
I know
you're dating
new
a girl,
moons are supposed to be good to get it. Like that's like the traditional cycle.
Yeah. Like, of course, when I started following the moon and doing astrology and I'd date a girl, like, you know, they'd be like, yeah, I'm starting my period. I'm like, oh, moon's in Cancer. It's a waxing crescent. Interesting. And then the next time comes around, I'm like, oh, here we are, another waxing crescent or full moon. And I'm like, oh, yeah, locked, I know.
Yeah.
It's good to know. Because then, you know, the week before, if things get a little edgy, you could just play along and, you know, give the benefit of the doubt.
Victoria says, poor Brian, good man for sitting through this. Yeah, no, Brian knows the moon cycles, this cycle. He's got a child.
And Mars in the 8th house. I'm not scared of sex. Or vaginas.
Andrea, this is perfect bathroom talk. I just got out of the shower. Yeah, I know. We're just like, who knows what rabbit holes it'll go down. But yeah, I mean, you brought, I literally was picturing a solo cup. No, you know, okay. I went a little like wild there with the red solo cup. It could be red, but obviously it's silicone. So
yeah,
this whole Pisces imagination of what I thought it was is not. But when when you go and you have to give a pee sample, those little plastic cups, that's what I was literally picturing.
I mean, look.
But it's not, so it doesn't matter.
I didn't know what to picture when I first heard it either. Natalie,
yeah.
Natalie explained to everybody. She got very detailed, so then I was like, oh.
And David knew about this already.
No.
Oh, because that's where I was like,
he thought it was hilarious, and it was.
Okay. That's where I'm like, wait, David already knew about this? Okay.
That was funny.
Okay, gotcha. So she was enlightening you guys.
She enlightened a lot of people.
Gotcha. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. It's oh yeah, in Space Cadence, I always love your comments.
Yeah.
You are like I don't know. Are you a
Kind of a
philosopher?
poet. Yeah, like
yeah,
a poet.
That's the perfect word. Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. He always puts really good like in your videos. Like
I know, and I always look at it and I'm like, 15 likes? This guy's getting more likes than I am. No, I'm just kidding. I get jealous, but I always look at it. I always love that people. Really
you're
like
like
what you have to say.
a lyrical.
And I appreciate what you have to say too.
Poet.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Wow.
And it's always really like meaningful and deep and like true. It's good stuff.
Yeah. What's your sign? Are you a water sign or an air sign? Bryan seems to have it down. No pun. Yeah. Right, Nan? I know.
I know things.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a child, so, you know, he's had to...
I've been married twice. I have a child. Like, yeah. I'm no stranger to women in my life. I get it, you know?
Jupiter in the 4th.
I get it.
In Cancer. Your astrology podcasts are definitely... You can't see that. Divinely guided, Bryan, yeah.
My readings are these.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
So where is Jupiter for you? Oh, yeah, your 2nd and your 5th. You got good Jupiter transits right now. Seriously. Manifest.
Yeah.
2nd, and so Aries, right? Yeah, because Aries rising. So Aries risings are Cap risings. Like, Jupiter in the 2nd. It's a good one.
It should be. I mean, it takes effort. That's the thing with Jupiter in the 2nd, too. It's usually not just like by doing nothing, but it's like so slow and steady. If you can accumulate, you're good. Like, you'll get like a really nice chunk of whatever it is you want. Most people with Jupiter in the 2nd want money.
Right, or it's like,
whatever,
or it's,
you know?
Yeah, things like...
certain things that you need. It's like, you're definitely, it's like kind of reminds me of like almost hunter-gatherer. Like, you're gathering resources.
Yeah.
Gathering resources.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for that.
But I realized too that you have Uranus Uranus has been in your 2nd.
Yeah, for a minute.
That's an interesting one too. But Jupiter and Jupiter Uranus conjunct. Yeah. What about Jupiter in the 3rd? Oh yeah, it's gonna expand your mind. That could be like an awakening of sorts, right? Mercury rules the 3rd. I don't know. I have Uranus there right now, and so
Jupiter in the 3rd's really good for like anybody
and communications,
or writing, like
or...
yeah. I mean, I feel like, gosh, if you were a salesman and you had Jupiter in the 3rd, like you'd probably be...
Oh, it's there for me right now as a Pisces.
You'd probably be slanging cars off the lot. Or what, you know, like you're just, like there's... Jupiter in the 3rd's going to give you more to say. And you're going to be more in conversation. It will like... You should learn a lot. It's a great time for writing.
I know. I was thinking today,
It's a great time for anything that has to do with like talking. And I think it's a good time to like listen to people too. And like that's the
writing.
other thing. Like I think the 3rd house is very important for listening. Like everybody, you know, it's you speak, you know, with the 3rd, but that's more preachy to me. That's more 9th house.
Right.
So like there's something too about like listening and like having the back and forth. Like Gemini's, you know, the twins. There's another side to every story. So it's like, be willing to have the big debate. You'll probably learn something really cool by having conversation. And you might be a great teacher too in that conversation. Just, it can be a little dominating. It's just, it's a lot. Very stimulating.
Yeah.
So it's like constantly looking for stimulation.
And your surroundings.
It can definitely, you know, involve...
Neighbors.
It can involve making moves.
Yeah.
Jupiter kind of wants you to like juggle some shit. Like stay like engaged, you know?
No, I was thinking today I want to write I want to write like on this this platform.
It's so good.
And
I feel
I was like, that
Jupiter,
makes so much sense now.
If you ever wanted to write a book or a biography and Jupiter rolls up in your 3rd, like write the don't not write the book. Write it.
Yeah.
You know, like it's such a good time for writing, communication, speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good for all that.
It definitely it's mercurial, so it expands that. Mercurial things, but it's also like, and trips you could go on, like,
Yeah, I feel like it could be a lot of it could be a lot of driving, short trips,
Yeah.
you know, like day trips. It could be a lot of, you know, that could be a cool adventure, like, you know, where you really want to go travel the world. Before Jupiter can come into your third and be like, wow, there's some really amazing things within a 5-hour drive of me that I've never gone and checked out, like, you know, stuff like that.
I feel like that's been my life for a year. Not necessarily in the third,
I know.
but it has, because the North Node has been in my 9th and the South Node's been in my 3rd. Yeah, can't wait for that South Node to exit the 3rd. Cannot wait. Seriously. Let's see. What else you got, babe? You guys got any more questions? Any, I haven't even looked in this camera.
3-3.
What?
I was curious how many people were in the chat.
Yeah, Jupiter energy, Jupiter and Taurus. Just bring love and abundance to people.
It wants to bring in quality to everybody's life in whatever house that is in your chart too. Like that's another way to look at it.
Yeah.
You know, you have Taurus energy somewhere in your life in some house, whatever it may be. Like Jupiter's trying to bring in more quality and more resources to whatever that is.
I mean, I guess it's good for my progress chart. Because I got Sun and Venus there. So let's
every spoke to the Diva Cut.
Every astrologer is talking about Jupiter and the North Node.
Yeah.
And what would you say about that?
Oh, I feel like that's a nice one. Like that's really beneficial. It's just like there's like the elephant in the room is that Pluto's squaring it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so gosh, it's almost like if it was just Jupiter North Node, like that's a really beneficial time to go into that place in your life, especially for the collective, like quality, self-reliance, confidence, feeling just secure and good about yourself, and building a really strong relationship to yourself will be really, really abundant. And resources, like you should all be, you know, trying to accumulate things that are good and that you want in life, and things that you have that provide value to your life, like more of that. And how can you do it too? It's like, how can you earn the thing instead of, you know, South Node and Scorpio? Like, there's just no quick fix. It's not a good time for like pulling the slot machine to get rich or getting, you know, lottery tickets. Like, if you won the lottery, you'd think it was great, and then you'd probably be one of those sad lottery cases that just crumbled. And there's a lot of people that commit suicide after winning the lottery. It's crazy. Like there's like a lottery curse.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, because, I mean, money can make it go crazy.
It changes people, and the people around you, you know, they all, like, I was in your life. Like,
right, give me some.
Pretty crazy.
Traveler asked, what are your thoughts of a Pisces sun with North Node in Virgo 8th? I'm assuming that it's like in a natal chart.
A Pisces sun.
So it's like opposing. So Pisces sun with North Node in Virgo 8th. So opposite.
So that's Aquarius rising.
Yeah. Is it one of your friends, Path Traveler?
So the Pisces sun is with the South Node.
Yeah.
In the second. They're learning how to get really deep with people, and I think to ask questions and to not just kind of create their own fantasy and their own safety, and like,
yeah, I mean, South Node in the second.
Yeah, they're like, They really need to bring, because there is a quality to them.
They must not feel secure.
Well, no, I think that they could be very, very secure, but almost like too secure to where they really don't feel like they need anybody.
Oh, yeah,
like
they're supposed to merge with people.
Nobody else,
yeah,
it'd be
resources.
Like, nobody else could even help me. I'm good. I'm just kind of like, reminds me of your mom a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need nobody. I don't need nobody. Like, okay, but like that's the lesson, is to merge deeper with, that's what you're learning. Like, how can you share all the resources that you have? Maybe they're spiritual resources.
Yeah.
Maybe they're emotional resources. Maybe it's physical. Whatever it is, like you're supposed to like share it with others and like let people in. So, I feel like it's not so much about insecurity. I think it's like a really secure person with extreme boundaries, and they need to learn to receive and to be vulnerable.
Yeah. Like they're not very trusting then if they are having these like.
Yeah, they would be like
or
not
they're skeptical of
trust.
like the people. Yeah.
But I think that's the thing too, is like they would learn how to incorporate that throughout their life, and they'd create a lot of magic in the real world with another person in a really pure, beautiful way, in a non-judgmental way, but in a way that provides a great service. Like, I feel like that person could be like a shaman. Like,
yeah.
That's like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Like they're like meant to, like that person really meant to like.
Hi, Steph.
They probably know like some deep spiritual like healing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, that's like a great placement actually for someone to be a really strong spiritual healer and to make it real.
This one is, I don't really know how to answer it, only to not be nervous. But
we talked a lot about Jupiter in the 8th.
At the beginning.
When you're done, I think it was like, probably talked about it for like 25-30 minutes. So
yeah, Elizabeth, you'll go back to the beginning when we're done, and we talk a lot about Jupiter in the 8th. Princess Veray, if I'm saying that right. Taurus rising here and haven't felt a lot of the last several months transits. I'm a bit nervous that changes will happen all at once. I mean,
that's a good example of Jupiter in the 12th house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it can be kind of numbing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it probably was. Like, it feels like not much is happening. Like, you feel like you want things to happen, but it's just not. Like, it's like the magic and the abundance is all behind the scenes. It's all like the universe is working to make these things happen for you. It's just not really fully identified yet. And now Jupiter's coming into your first, and it's like, and now you're seeing all these changes. You're nervous that they might, it probably won't all happen at once, but I would say this year you do see where things are getting started because of,
Oh, and I wanted to say, because Jenny just brought up Algol, like, this new moon is on the fucking Pleiades. So, like, that in itself is, you can manifest with this, with any new moon and full moon and, like, all of that stuff. But, like, this is, like, the portal of the Pleiades right now. Like, Cosmic Space Witch goes into this so big on the Orion portals, the Sirius portals, Pleiades, which really, I guess the Pleiades is like May, like 29th to like the 31st, but like for the new moon, it's fucking
it's
there.
May 21st through the 20th.
Yeah, I'll read the thing, but like...
It's really like 0 Gemini. Well, it's like 29 Taurus to like 3 Gemini. So
yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, so right. So it's more so like at the end, but pretty much like the moon, this, like...
An hour, 2 hours after the new moon, it was in the Pleiades.
So, right, it's like activating whether you have Pleiadian energy in you, just like your starseed energy, like... I don't know. I have my moon in Taurus. It's on my midheaven. Like, I just feel this. But I also today have been feeling a lot of, like, whether it's Uranus energy or what, like, electric energy. But then, right? Like, I went and got crystals and, like, grounded myself. I feel like this is a time to, obviously, like, ground yourself. But this is, like, a great new moon. It's a great new moon.
No, yeah. I don't really.
You know, Algol's Algol.
Fear is like the worst thing
Yeah.
for anybody right now. Like, this is not a time to be afraid. This is a time to be like, I'm gonna make something good in life.
Yeah. Like, it's definitely, there's magic in the air to be able to harness it to manifest. And, you know, Algol is always, you know, she said she knows somebody that drank half a bottle of gin to the head last night. Not a great move. I mean, yeah, when the moon's always like there, it's, you know, it's heightened. And anybody that has planets that are close to that or on that, you know, I mean, it's Medusa. It's like, and when I think too, I did look, yeah, where did I look to, right. I mean, you know, I don't really know how much you can touch on Algol, because it is just kind of like, it's the demon star.
I like to look at it like the story of Medusa.
Yeah. And
how there's a couple different versions, but the one that I seem to resonate with most was that, God, I forget who came in and did it. It might have been Poseidon. It was either like Poseidon or Saturn, but somebody came in and, you know, molested and took advantage and raped Medusa in this like church that Pallas Athena was the owner of, or not the owner, I don't know, it was Pallas's church or something. No, it was
Pallas's.
And yeah, she, you know, desecrated that sacred space, and she didn't do it. She was taken advantage of, and Pallas was just a bitch. And turned her into a demon Gorgon. And because she was so pretty, and because she had such long, gorgeous hair, she made it so that anybody that looked at her in the eyes would turn to stone, and turned her beautiful hair into snakes. So there's like two sides to Algol, where it's like, okay, you could be the straight demon, Gorgon, the demon star, or you could be that really beautiful Taurus, you know, energy. Right. That really beautiful, like serene, like amazing energy that is even like desired. So there's also like a desire energy big time that comes with Algol. And there's a ton of desire in this new moon. Like Mars opposite Pluto and all the squares to Jupiter. Like, I mean, I feel like we if you don't like want something out of life right now, like at something, anything, like that'd be kind of wild. Like I feel like we need, like your wants and desires are important right now.
Yeah.
And it's like not losing yourself in them, not taking it too far and being a demon about it.
Right. I think
or being
it's
dogmatic about it.
Desire,
but like, how can you expand with all the squares to Jupiter to create what you desire and to put effort into what you desire and to like slow and steady get it, but to have such a desire that it goes into your beliefs. And it's like when you have that much desire and you really believe in something, you have a really, really good chance of making it come into manifestation.
Absolutely.
So I think there's like, that's dope. Like, that's cool.
Yeah. I'm going to read Cosmic Space, which is the way that she put. So conjunction, obviously, new moon energy, new seeds planted, incoming energy, channeling new timelines and cosmic activations. Oppositions are full moon energy, illumination, healing and release, insights, revelations, karmic purge, balance of polarities. So when you work with these dates below, the conjunction, which is the new moon energy, you're planting seeds, right? So the Pleiades conjunction, which is the alignments that are near Alcyon, occur from May 19th to May 21st is the conjunction. And then the Pleiadian alignment occurs on May 15th to May 23rd for the conjunction. And also Andromeda is the alignments occur for the conjunction from April 3rd to May 3rd. So I guess we're past that, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're past those. So really right now, and then the opposition, this is interesting. The opposition of a Fucus is May 24th to June 24th. So that's coming up. So there will definitely be, it's the opposition. So some serpent energy, and That's Ophiuchus, and Serpents is May 12th to June 22nd, the opposition. So you've got that Ophiuchus energy in the mix too, of the opposition of, it says, she says about this system, Ophiuchus, the serpent holder, the lost, or rather hidden, the 13th sign of the zodiac, transcends the zodiac and opens our eyes to the greater cosmic realm and our multi-dimensional essence. The point is aligned with our galactic center, the center of the Milky Way galaxy, and was considered the gate of the gods by our ancient ancestors, helping us awaken to our true nature, while Orion, which falls exactly opposite it, symbolizes the gate of man. The cosmic point symbolizes tamed serpent energy, the Kundalini awakening, and the evolution of consciousness here on Earth. So you guys should all follow her. She's amazing, and she does readings and stuff, but she talks about all these alignments, and like Orion, the conjunction for that will be June 3rd to June 21st. So it's like when they're conjunctions, it's planting new seeds, it's magic. So like you have that energy right now of Alcyon and the Pleiades, and that's where this new moon is. And but right, then you have the opposition of Ophiuchus and the serpents, and so right, dark and light, like balancing it out, and Pluto squaring the nodes, and you know, Jupiter and Taurus. So it's like with every beautiful alignment and conjunction, there's always going to be, you know, something that, you know, whether pulls us into our desires, and we have to stay in our true selves and just keep manifesting that energy, and you know, enlightening and awakening others. But also if you're in situations with others that are in that deeper, you know, darker Pluto, I mean, listen, we're coming to the end of these nodes. This is like again, I don't even know how, even if people weren't transforming, how they couldn't have with this energy. It has forced everybody to really look at their desires. It has forced everybody to look at second house, eighth house shit for the past, you know, what, almost 2 years.
Almost 18 months.
Yeah. Like,
June.
You know, so talk about, yeah, it's been desires the whole time. And, you know, because Taurus can be desires too, just in an opposite of Scorpio. It wants the good looking desires.
There's a lot of similarities in that axis. Scorpio and Taurus are very similar in a lot of ways.
So similar. Yeah, very much so. Because I know a lot of Tauruses that, you know, are very much in Scorpio energy. So, yeah, I mean, this is like a magical, you know, sure, there's magic, like I said, to every new moon and full moon, but like there's going to be alignments that make it extra. We
just left eclipse season.
Yeah.
Eclipse season, like, they're not like the best times for manifestations. It's just there's too much going on that's above our pay scale to like try and think we can control it, in my opinion. So like, this like getting a new moon in Taurus after the last eclipse, I mean, this is a great opportunity for your manifestations, especially with Jupiter in Taurus with the North Node. Even square Pluto, there's a lot of power in what you can believe. It's very Taurus Scorpio. So like if your beliefs are like in a really good place about what you can do for yourself and make your life better, I know people are going to make their life better. So there's a huge catalyst. Like there's a big turning point for the collective. Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be the last question because I've gone through this transit. Hi, thank you too. I'm a double Libra and see transit Uranus will conjunct my natal Chiron, which is conjunct my natal vertex soon in my 8th. Any thoughts? Well, yeah, that makes it more interesting that's in its 8th, but I mean, I have Chiron in my 8th right now, and I had Uranus on my Chiron, and I would just say that, I mean, Uranus on your Chiron is,
it's going to accelerate your healing.
Very much so.
I mean, in a nutshell, like, this is where the 8th house is wild. Like, it could be a lot of different things. It could be...
You might not,
a relationship ending, a pet dying. something, your favorite plant could die, for Christ's sakes. Like, I don't know, like something that you're very attached to could have to go so that you can like go through a transmutation somehow.
I mean, I would say if you're in a relationship, your emotions are going to be very...
It doesn't necessarily have to be that either. I mean, it's just...
But it is healing. It's definitely
also like
is healing.
Trust. So like, here's another thing. If you have Chiron in the 8th and like you have a really hard time letting somebody in and being intimate with others or trusting others, I mean, this is a great opportunity where it's like something could come in and give you a really good opportunity to trust and connect and go deep. And, you know, that's where it's like, yeah, get in there.
Yeah, and Uranus is going to be on a vertex. That is interesting. In the 8th. Yeah. I mean, I would say...
So it just depends, too, on other things that are going on and how you actually live your life.
Yeah.
Oh, did my phone die? I had it plugged in.
Oh, did it? Is that why you... Oh, look at that. The universe is like, okay. But...
I'll turn it back.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to bring in... I mean, Uranus brings in something, especially if it's on your vertex. So I'm just going to, like, say that. And in your 8th house, I mean... It's going to be something related to 8th house matters, but it's Uranus, so it could be a lot of 8th house things merging, the loss of something to bring something new in. It's kind of like freeing you up of something, but it can be a very liberating time on your Chiron. Like for me, it was in Taurus. It's in Taurus. My Chiron's in Taurus. So it was, I don't know. It was actually very healing, but it's electrifying energy. So, I mean, if anything, it kind of can show you too, where like what healing fields you also want to be in. Like your healing that you've gone through or are going through, like can help others heal too. I don't know. It was a very actually like spiritual. Uranus on my Chiron was like very spiritual for me too. But my vertex isn't there, so that you have your vertex there, it makes it even more potent. So, yeah. It's definitely going to bring something in though with Uranus on your vertex. So Google, this is what I always did. Google Uranus, conjunct your Chiron, and it gives like, there are these great, just Google it, transit Uranus on natal Chiron, but also Uranus on your natal vertex. And listen, and again, it's in the 8th house, so it just like really, that makes it even more like, I mean, it's going to be something with people, for sure. I don't know. To me, that sounds very exciting, but I'm not, I like vertex and Uranus energy. It's either taking something away to bring in something new. So that's why I ask, like, because with the vertex, it's always with people and stuff. So it has a lot to do with like, relationships. Or if you're not in a relationship, well, get ready. But Uranus also can bring things in really fast and like, then they can leave just as fast. But it's exciting and electrifying. Oh yeah, look at Space Cadence. He's so well spoken. Yeah, poet. You're a poet. Thank you for being here with us and all your beautiful comments. New moon energy was definitely present today at work. Yeah, it's definitely been, it is a very positive new moon. It really is. It's on the Pleiades. It's just lots of magic. But you guys are the ones also that create your magic, and astrology just helps us do all that. And so SM, I hope that helped you. But which is conjunct my natal vertex soon in my 8th. Yeah, it's going to bring something in. Something. Double Libra, and you're in your 8th. Yeah. Yeah. Is it not working?
No, I think it's working.
Oh.
I think. Yeah.
And they're like, Bryan's going rogue.
I'm out. No,
There you are.
It like
Because
completely.
I couldn't see it on that.
I had to like restart my phone. It got hot.
What do you mean? The phone did?
Yeah, I think it just got too hot.
Yeah, it's just lighting. You're so electric, babe. Yeah. Had 2 back-to-back crises to deal with. I haven't kept up with new moon energy. That have anything to do with it. I mean, the moon is close to Algol, so that could be some type of like, yeah, it can bring up like crisis situations. I don't know. It can bring up lots of things. Like, it is on Algol. We can't deny that. You know?
Appreciate you guys. Thanks, Space Cadence. We appreciate you too. On just a side note, real 3D shit here. How dope is my background for this? Come on, give me some like designer credit.
There isn't. We like have no background.
Yeah, the sky moving across.
Oh, I didn't know they could see that.
Yeah.
I just was like, we have such a plain wall right here when we have such a cool picture above, but yeah, we can't see any of our stuff. Yeah. I didn't know they could see all that.
Look.
Yeah, okay, you're right. You're right. I was like, what? It's just a wall with us. Yeah, Jenny said she noticed that when you were talking about the Milky Way. Yeah, your Milky Way pictures, which you should like post or something.
Oh, appreciate the super chat, Nori. Thank you. Yeah, we got it set up for a third. Empty office, just sitting there. Hey, anybody here? Anybody here?
Maybe we should pull like a card or something.
Lauren's breaking out the cards. She said maybe we should pull a card, and there's no way only one card is coming out. No way. Yeah, space vibe. Challenge you to boss up in a new way. That's good. Should help you find confidence, right? Like, that's another Taurus quality, is like having the confidence to boss up. It's a big deal. So congratulations. Yes, they are. Get all your decks. I mean, I could show you her decks. Open the trunk.
I am.
I'll show them.
You can't show them the trunk.
Oh, yes, I can.
You can?
Yeah.
How can they see it?
It's a mobile phone.
Oh, I didn't know you were like, oh, you're like wanting to open them so we're doing show and tell? Oh. Yeah, you're right. It is a mobile phone. I was gonna pull like some cards for you guys, but I was like, let's see. Yeah, but I gave a lot away, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, some are sitting in my desk, too. In my drawers.
Oh, I know, but then I have like...
There's a couple books, but majority of this is tarot decks.
But let's see.
There's a deck. You know, we got some decks over.
Show our altar.
We got some decks over here.
Ooh, we should do the moon cards in Zodiac. Moon cards.
Crazy altar with a Care Bear.
That's for Winston.
Reese's Pieces.
Our home is
This is where we watch the crows.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We're telling them Edgar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they're definitely going to have a baby.
I think they're having a baby.
Yeah, they are for sure. Ooh, maybe I should do the Keepers of the Light. Keepers of the light. And maybe a zodiac moon card. Because we definitely sage and it's like all good vibes. So what does the amazing collective, what card do you have for us? Spirit, the Pleiades, what card do you have for us? For the collective. Oh, and it just fell out. You read them as I... Moon in Libra, bring peace to your life and your relationships will flourish. And it's... Oh, do I gotta put my... Can they see me?
Oh, that camera won't focus like mine does.
It's love. Who cares what it is? Love. Which, you know what? It's in Taurus and Venus, or, you know, Libra is Venusian, so love. What else do we need to, you know, focus on or be aware of during this moon? Oh gosh, 2. Leo and Virgo. A time of celebration and success. Very 5th house energy, and the number on this card is 5. So that's for all those Jupiter in the 5th, those Capricorn, Aries. And Sun in Virgo. You reap what you sow. Endeavor. Joy, love, and endeavor. You reap what you sow. Well, isn't that true? So I feel like after you reap what you sow comes the love and the joy, right? But yeah, hold on. Wait, why can I not do this right?
That looks good. I mean, the light's reflecting a little bit, but that's just ring lights.
But I mean, it's like, look at the cards. Like, this is definitely right out in the fields. Like, they are...
Yeah. Harvesting. You
reap what you sow. Like, and then this is such a Jupiter in the 5th card. Look at these. They're... But, I mean, then you pair it with that even better. Because, like, you're having fun. You got the romance.
Yeah, a little sexy.
A little sexy
pink
time.
Vibe. Good times. Happiness and love with others.
Oh, should we? Oh my gosh, that did just... And then a moon in Virgo, contentment, the chance to boost health and vitality leads to satisfaction. Yeah, so to me, that's like self-love, right? Self-love. And that's what acceptance. Oh, I know what I was gonna pull. Let's pull a sexy card then, too. Like, yeah, we're gonna do the Amor and the Eros and Psyche deck. So that's like for, you know, this is what we want to know, Spirit. What does, since we are exiting soon, this Taurus, Scorpio. Man, this Taurus, Scorpio, deep emotional waters since January 18th of 2022, closing it out soon. What does the collective pick 'em, babe? See what it is, because these cards are fun. The Eros and Psyche deck. The collective needs
physical
to see
attraction.
These. Woo! Very Scorpio.
Very important.
And Taurus, since we're in Taurus new moon.
Yeah, you know, Taurus
3
is
cards.
Taurus is all about the touch.
Yeah.
You gotta like the touch.
Oh,
if you don't like the touch,
look at what would that be
much.
though? Yeah, it's like if you have that.
Doubt and indecision. Doubt and indecision.
So, don't have that doubt and indecision when you could be like this. You could either be that or we could be here.
Are you walking with a devil or are you walking with an angel?
Wow. Is YouTube gonna...
Yeah, that's the one we already...
No, oh shit. Okay, wait. Now those all just fell out. Should I just like redo it or 2 or flipped over and the other 3
The 2 that flipped over.
That flipped over? That's what I was thinking. Okay, it was like meant to be like that. Love's embrace, the warrior of love, 20 and 10. Yeah, so I feel like it's saying don't have doubt and indecision because that warrior of love and embrace it. It's almost like, right? This is definitely too for my Jupiter in the 5th, Jupiter in the 7th. don't be all scorpionic and like just be holding your, because that's the other thing, like Scorpio wants to merge, but then it can also, you know,
it can go borderline obsession
hide.
crazy.
Well, yeah, or hide and then like never like it can go into like a 12th house thing too.
Yeah.
You know, so which I don't get that. It's like, what? Who, I don't know. Who does not want passion? Like, I just don't even, how can people survive without that?
Well, look.
How can you survive
a lot of the time,
without
when
that?
people really, it's the people that really, really want passion, but maybe they lack the opposing second house stuff, like the confidence. So there's like, there's a fear. Scared.
Just go for it. Just
like,
go
like
for it.
40-year-old virgin. They made a movie about it.
Oh,
like,
man.
It's not that he didn't want love. He was just.
Well, I don't know if he necessarily was looking for passion though. He was just like, he just wanted somebody to like, you know, eat some Ben and Jerry's
collect,
and
you know, action figures with. Yeah.
Yeah, and he liked video games and like whatever. Yeah, he just wanted to go to movies and like airplane somebody ice cream. We're talking about some 50 Shades of Grey and maybe a little bit of that. So,
well, if you're, because fears are 8th house too. So if there's like a fear of intimacy, maybe that's part of unpacking the trauma, so that you can really express your desires and not hold yourself back.
Yeah, I don't have any planets in the 8th, so I was like, let's go, let's just consume each other.
As you should. Pluto.
Isn't everybody
Pluto,
like that?
No.
I know, but that's probably what I'm here to like, you know, have you guys just all, can you have passion and the love? Yeah. Get it. Oh, I wasn't even going to take another card. I was just, it's such confirmation.
Erotic bliss.
Erotic bliss.
That is like the South Node Scorpio fucking.
And then look,
deck.
so Taurus, a beautiful face. Is he Yeah. They're brushing each other's
it's
hair.
It's kind of weird that it's a beautiful face, but they're not even looking at each other.
No, right.
It's interesting.
But this is like, who doesn't want erotic bliss? Like, come on.
Come on.
There's no way. But I want everybody to, embrace it. These cards are the best. Go find your arrows to your psyche. That I want everybody to find their arrows to their psyche. Listen, even Erica a long time ago was like, that's why you're here, is to talk about love. But like, you know, that Piscean, like, it's so crazy to me that not everybody wants to consume each other. You would think I'm a Scorpio. Like, I'm like, just.
Draconic.
I know.
Just eat me.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, you're looking at that chat. Okay, graduated from the 8th house. Fantastic. Maybe I can meet someone at the Carl Jung Center. Yeah, oh God, that would be, I would love that. I want to go to the Carl Jung Center. This is what porn's over to years.
No, it isn't the same.
Guys, and it
Probably not.
No.
I mean, that's a legit pro.
Because not only that, you have to think, right? Like, there's fantasy in that too. Like, there's got to be some level of fantasy that, you could even play out with somebody. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, why not? Like, if you're, I think 8th house, like merging with somebody, like, in every way like that, where it's like, it's like, if it's, that's the 8th house too, it's taboo. It's also, like, stuff that everybody probably, like, really, like, you know, at some point has, like, thought about, but it's, like, finding that one person that you could, like, right? Like, share that. That's also 8th house. Like, fuck the money. It's just, like, merge and, like, be our own fantasy. Like, doesn't everybody think like that, babe?
No.
I know, this is where Pisces is. Like, when I was reading the other day, some generic report about, they were like, it was like, you know, I bought it a long time ago, like what my love style is or whatever. And it's just like, oh man, you fantasize about, it's like, doesn't everybody?
They took your Pisces 12th house and just went off.
I don't even have my 12th house.
I mean, I'm sorry, 7th.
I was like, but still, right. Yeah, 7th house Pisces. I mean, who cares that Neptune's in my 7th is a Virgo? Let's be honest, Neptune's always been in my 7th house. Like, I'm so Pisces.
Kind of lives there rent free.
It's like, you're not what I idealized you to be.
Damn it. Again?
Or it's like, yeah, I know. It's a it's a blessing and a curse. Oh yeah, I got those. No, I honestly, I feel like it doesn't matter if Neptune is conjunct, opposite, square, or whatever. Like, Neptune is Neptune. It is all just like I have
everything is
Sun.
awesome.
I have Sun and Mars. I have Neptune square, Sun and Mars, and Pisces and Sag, like 2 of the most, right? Fucking everything's gonna be a dream. Sag and Pisces, what a square. That's what it's squaring my shit. So yeah, I get it, but like, does it really matter if my moon was conjunct fucking Neptune? It'd be an even more like dream. Like, how, if Neptune, we don't know if it's ever really real. I don't feel like it matters, the aspect, to be quite honest. It's still veiled and you can still feel it.
It plays out in a little bit different ways, but yeah, it's Neptune.
Yeah.
The conjunctions...
Or opposition, or a trine, or
Conjunction's
sextile.
more like powerful in a sense that it's like really like it's like merging this.
I guess a square could be more delusional, sure, but
energy
it's all
into you, and it's very like enlightening, but at the
Yeah.
same time could be very detrimental. You know,
That's what I mean.
It's like both, but then the square is like very confusing. I feel like the square is more confusing than anything.
Right, but it's always confusing is what I'm getting at. It's Neptune. Like,
because at least they conjunct in the same energy. So it's like, it's more consolidated. Where the square, and even the opposition, but that's in the same axis. So I feel like that's there. But like the square is like, it's like the fantasy involves something that doesn't really go with the other thing. Like there's already a conflict of interest. And... still
maybe that
feels
person
good,
shape-shifting
good,
to who I want them to be. I mean, even in synastry or composites or whatever, I've had conjunctions with Neptunes, I've had squares and all of them, and I'm telling you, like, it's all...
No matter what, there's always going to be some kind of a revealing. Yeah. Like, there's always disillusionment.
Yes. There's always,
so
like,
even when we think we're on top of our shit, heads on straight, seeing clearly, there's always going to be something after Neptune goes away that causes us to go through some level of disillusionment. And that's like one of the biggest purposes of Neptune, is to be like, oh, that wasn't real. It was a mirage. It was a dream. It was a fantasy. And like, it's perfectly okay.
Oh, yeah.
To have that, you know? It's just, that's where it's weird too, because we'll get very attached to the fantasy and like be really upset when it goes away.
Oh, I like, yeah, exactly, Space Cadence. What about if the dream is more real than real? It's otherworldly. That's what I say.
I know, and you Pisces.
I'm like, it is otherworldly. Like, there's no way. There's just no way. I know. Like, I mean,
it does. The dream is. I mean, that's the thing. It is reality. Like all of that is really happening.
Like this is the illusion.
Whether it's happening in your mind or it's happening in physical, it's happening to you. It is happening to you. So.
This comes back to like what we talked about last week with like the whole twin soul thing and like all of that. Do I believe? Yes, of course, there is a connection out there like that. But what it isn't is it's not one-sided. It's not the other person is like, oh, I'm having all these synchronicities about you. Are you too?
And the other person's like, what's your name?
Yeah, it's like.
Can you stop? Can you leave me alone? You're kind of like. I don't know who you are, and you keep DMing me, and like...
Right. It is, like, two people have exchanged energy. They feel this, and it's, like, paranormal, right? You're like, but it's felt. So, right, that's where it's like, this is a dream, but really it's reality. And however that plays out, but it's not one, like, right. the other person, it's mutual, is aware of this energy exchange. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not somebody telling somebody else that.
I agree.
Yeah. But is there connections like that? Of course. But yeah. So, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I hope everybody finds that.
Oh, that's what I believe. I think that's the thing too, is like you have to really believe it and trust in it, whatever, even if you haven't met that energy, that there is that energy out there. You know what I mean? Like it will present itself if it's meant to, right? Because we're all here for, some people aren't here to even experience that. Like we've talked about this.
Even if you experience it for a short amount of time, or not
that
as long as you wanted, it was still real.
It was still fucking real. Yeah. Like, wouldn't you rather have that for a moment than never fucking have it at all? Like, that's how I think that, yeah, like going into all of this, like Pluto and Aquarius and all that, like it is, I think people hopefully, well, I don't know, Aquarius, it's detached, but like will see that like what they have felt in exchange with somebody doesn't mean that it's not real, but we're like these star beings.
There's just like a very small amount of souls that you're going to connect with and fall in love with and have that connection with that are going to evolve in the same way and be able to like,
and sometimes
do
they're
it
so
together.
Triggering and so like
right. You
powerful.
have to be like,
that
you
it's
have to be okay
catalyst.
that those things happen and still like love each other, but like you almost have to kind of grow and be evolving in the same way, and that just often doesn't happen. I mean, maybe it's because there's so much self-discovery that's coming. Because I do believe we're always spiraling up.
Of course.
So when we start to know ourselves on deeper levels and realize these things, you kind of stop doing the thing that you don't like or the thing that isn't you. And that doesn't mean that at the moment when it was, it was real. Yeah. So there's just, I don't know, it's weird how that happens, and you don't know until you get into it, until you get there. Otherwise, we'd be like, oh, I already know in 2 years we're going to break up and I'm really looking for my life partner. So
right. I feel
thanks
like
for talking with you, but it doesn't work that way. So, it's just...
And again, maybe that was the catalyst for you to then call in or be guided to that energy. But I feel like everybody should be with like their muse. Like they inspire you, you want to create, like it's just everything. Like that's what a twin soul or whatever should be, is a muse. And a mirror, and it's like, right, like you're growing, and and it's just all the things, literally. But it doesn't, it like evolves. It doesn't mean that it's like right all at once.
The
it's
relationship
just like,
and the people have to kind of be evolving in the same direction. It's absolutely possible. Like it's not, it's not impossible.
And again, if
you just don't know until you get there, and that's just the risk we all have to take. We all have to wear our vulnerabilities on our sleeves to even get close to that.
I know.
If you can't be vulnerable and you can't, put yourself in a position where you could have your heart broken or be betrayed, then you'll never have the best love of your life. Just is what it is. Yeah. Damn it, Leo and Scorpio square. Fuck. Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah. I mean, it just should all be, So, I feel like that's what everybody should be, manifesting. And of course, abundance in every way. Spiritual abundance, friend abundance. Because people are important just in general.
Absolutely.
So, find your soul tribes. Even if it's one person or two people, or like it doesn't have to be, more of that energy will come. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. It doesn't. Yeah. I know.
You earn and spend that money with your higher self, the wealth. Yeah. That's good.
Money and self.
Good night, Space Cadence. Have a good one. Thanks for being here. Thanks for that wisdom.
Good night, face. This is beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done here.
Yeah. 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 I know. I was just like, because doesn't the chat go away like after you? That's why I was just like, oh yeah, it takes time to like reload. But yeah, no. So I think that, yeah, Jupiter and Taurus.
Dope.
In the new moon.
Life, dope. People, dope. Relationships, dope. More money, dope. More self-worth, dope. More confidence, dope. More good things, more happiness, dope.
Oh, that is a good show, Steph. Yeah, The Sandman. I know. I've tried to get you. You need to like watch that from the beginning. It is that movie, or it's not movie. It's series. It's really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. More things for me to have you watch.
Also, Neptune doesn't mind.
No, I know, and I feel like we like a lot of the same stuff. Like maybe some of the stuff is too futuristic out there for me, but not really. I don't know. We need to watch more comedies probably. Yes. Well, you guys all have such a beautiful new moon and weekend, and yeah, we're going to do this again. Who knows where in the home we'll be. But, yeah, and Monday, you got your, is it Monday?
Oh, yeah, the class.
I was thinking,
the study group.
Monday?
Study group's on Monday. Can't wait to see some of you in there.
Yeah.
We'll have a good time.
Yeah, but love you guys. Many blessings.
Much love, everybody. Have a great weekend. See you all next time. Bye-bye.